thing for certain. This has been an odyssey I won't forget.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the Podyssey, an Assassin's Creed podcast with me, Willis Makes Movies, my good friend, the Exile, who's currently above me now instead of to the side, and we are joined today by a very special guest. It is Carl, host of the Ones Who Came Before podcast. How you doing? You alright?
I'm great, thank you. Thanks for having me on, guys. I really appreciate it.
Is this the big 40? Is this 40?
Yeah, this is episode 40.
Oh,
Oh, amazing.
A big milestone for us.
I know.
Amazing.
It's been almost a year anniversary as well, you know.
Is it? I was going to ask when we'd started this.
It was November, I think. So,
wow.
Yeah. And I will say...
Happy birthday.
Oh, thanks.
Happy anniversary.
It's coming, yeah. Yeah, we need a Podyssey cake. That would be nice.
I don't want to know what that.
I
don't want to know what that looks like.
I don't want to know what that is either. But I will say this is Cole is our second guest, so
we can make a playlist now.
Exciting.
We can make a playlist.
Guest episodes.
Hey.
Yeah. How you doing, man? How's your day been? How's it going?
Yeah, it's been a bit crazy, to be honest. This is a bit of a mad week for me because I'm on the verge of going on holiday for 9 days. So really glad we managed to sync up with this one. And it's literally like every single day I've got something on. So like Sunday I was recording a live episode. Monday to yesterday I've literally just worked full shift. Today driving for 2 hours, parenting. It's just like every single day there's something on, baby scans. It's just a crazy time at the minute. But yeah, I'm pretty good, to be fair. Trying to get out as much Assassin's Creed podcast as I can before I'm away, because I'm not even taking a laptop. But yeah, I'm really good, thank you, and excited to be on. I'm avid listener to the Podyssey because I work in a stockroom for a retail store. So I have my headphone in and I'm currently listening to about 3 or 4 episodes a day, working my way in reverse. So from the most recent all the way back to episode 7, which I'm now on.
Wow. What happened?
You are a committed fan. Yeah.
Lots of interesting stuff. You guys are so excited about the upcoming Assassin's Creed Shadows. You're really excited with the BAFTA speech from Mark Alexei Cote. You were going over.
So that's
it's like January.
Wow.
I just had the Christmas quiz in December last year.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
That was really good with ChatGPT. The quiz was great. So yeah, working my way back through the timeline, and soon I'll be at the origins of the Podyssey.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's exciting to be on. I feel like I know you guys already. Obviously, Lewis, we've worked together before on Riley Creed, but yeah, great to work with you guys, and excited to get into this tonight.
For sure, and eventually you're gonna find the your own guest episode in however many months' time of watching the pod.
Oh yeah. If you're watching backwards, you're gonna
right.
Loop back around to your own.
That's me. I was on there. It's good to have you though. It's I quite enjoy doing the guest episodes. Obviously, we've only done one before, but it's something different. Every week or every other week now when we record, it's. We do lots of different things. We obviously talk AC, but it is a nice sort of refresher to get someone else on, somebody else in the sort of AC community, if you want to call it that, and, get different insights and just get to know, different people in the community. It is good. So, yeah, we will have lots of fun, interesting questions for you. I need to get I can't even see the list I've written now. I need to exit full screen. Well, I guess...
I see a mystery question here.
Yes.
I'm interested by this.
All right, I will ask you guys this question. Now, this question I have, specific question, I like to ask lots of people this. I ask people this in my life. I ask people, here and there, just because I find it interesting. All right, let me just ask you. So, if you guys had the ability to, live forever, right? You could never die, or at least you could never die of old age. So you could be killed or you could die in like an accident or something, but you would never age. But you had the choice. Would you guys take it? Would you live forever? And why? Yeah. Whoever wants to answer first, go for it.
That's you.
That's not a quick question to answer.
No, it is a deep one, but I'll explain why I like to ask after.
I don't think I would. I don't know.
You would die.
You know what it is though? I think it's less about yourself. It's more about everybody around you. Because if you're living forever, you've got to say goodbye to a lot of people.
Well, I'm in this scenario. I should clarify. This is everyone in the world has this option, but lots of people say yes, lots of people will say no because it's a very personal one. What do you want to do?
So
you know what I mean?
it's a very Black Mirror scenario. This,
Yeah,
where
yeah,
everybody
yeah,
has
yeah.
the choice.
Yeah.
Oh well, I suppose if everybody else could, I mean, yeah, I think you've got to, haven't you?
Maybe. I'm.
This is like
lots of
what
people
is it, Crawford Starrick? If we all could have the shroud.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And stop making
about-
Assassin's Creed games. That was his goal.
Yeah.
Have you
yeah.
guys seen The Sandman on Netflix?
I've seen.
I haven't.
I've seen like 2 episodes a few years back, but I don't really remember the show.
There's a character on that who asks for immortality, and like you said, Lewis, everyone around them dies, which is obviously bleak. And each time 100 years passes, the Sandman goes and speaks to him and says, "Do you want to give up immortality?" And each time he says, "There's more and more to look forward to in life." So he always finds like a positive way to stay immortal, and like thousands of years goes past, and everyone he knows, like his kids have all died. Every one of his wives, he has many over the years, and you just see him in like each time period learning different
That's
languages, crossing the world. It's a bit goofy, but it's fun. But yeah, he gets to the very end of like time and decides that, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna stay alive and just see what happens. There's always something to look forward to. There's a positive way of looking at it.
Would you do that as well, Cole? Or no?
I think I would, just to see what's coming. I feel like there's an interesting future ahead in terms of like where technology is going to go. But yeah, like there is that bleak aspect of everything around you dying. But then at the same time, if everyone's got it, not necessarily. If
Yeah,
everyone's
yeah.
immortal, then you wouldn't have that problem. Yeah, I think it'd be interesting to see like, oh, I remember when we had iPads. Do you know what I mean? And now you've got like holograms and stuff.
Like you dig up an ancient
Yeah, I'd take it.
iPad in like 1,000 years. Like, oh my god, I forgot about that. Apple.
Caveman technology.
Yeah. Nah, the only reason I ask is because I don't know, I just find it very interesting, and I think a lot of people I've found, because like it's not like something I think about every day, like, oh, I have to ask this person, I have to ask that person, but like I have asked like family members, I've asked like some of my friends, and there is a big variation of answers. You know, a lot of people will say, yeah, I definitely would, but then a lot of people will also say like, oh no, you know, I think when my time comes, you know, it is what it is. I'd rather it to be like that. And I don't know. It's not like something. There's no real answer, is there? I just find it interesting. I think it tells you a lot about a person with their answer. Personally, for me, yeah, I'll live forever, mate. I don't want to die.
yeah, just straightforward. Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah, for sure.
The immortal exile.
Yeah, imagine how many YouTube videos I can make. How
Oh
many
yeah,
Podyssey
the amount of
episodes?
subscribers you could have by then.
Like, we could have thousands of Podyssey episodes. That'd be sick.
I might get monetized if I'm on YouTube forever.
Yes,
At last.
exactly. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Will money become obsolete in thousands of years, or will it be? Will it always be something we use? I don't know. I don't know. Something to think about. Well, that was my question. Just there we go. I got your
That was
answers.
a fascinating question. Yeah.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
Are we going to address the episode that should be coming out this Sunday? Maybe. Do you want to go through maybe what's been happening? What's been happening, Mr. Exile, this weekend?
Yeah,
How was your
should,
weekend?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I should mention that actually off the bat, because for the viewers watching now, that was meant to come out. Well, by the time this episode comes out, that was meant to be last week. Yeah, I mean, I made a whole community post about it. I wrote that as it was like as I was just in despair.
I
was
could
just
feel
typing, I was ranting.
there was an anger there.
It was more less of an anger, more of just despair, because I had spent like, I mean, it wasn't a massive deal, you know. I edited it all up, it was all good, you know. I thought that's a really good Podyssey episode, and yeah, I set it to render, and it said like 1 hour, but then it was stuck at like 1%, and it went up and up and up for like the estimated time until it said about 8 hours. I was like, what? That's insane. And then, so I just left it all day pretty much. I didn't use my laptop because I didn't want to slow it down even more. So I just left it, did other stuff. And then about 1 a.m. at night, I had to stay a bit late so I could make sure it was done. It was about 1 a.m. It was about 85% done, and it just came at fails. I was like, oh, you're joking. And that was so, as I said in the post, I could not put into words how that made me feel. And then I just had to think like, what am I gonna do? Here's the update though, because the people watching, they've probably read that update. The update is now that I've rendered out. I'm gonna have to render it out like sequence by sequence or whatever you want to call it. Like I'm doing 45 minutes rendering at a time, so it doesn't have as, it's just better. I think it's just working like that because I've rendered 45 minutes already. Tomorrow I'm going to try and render 45 more minutes. So then by the end of the week, hopefully it'll all be rendered. And then Lewis, down there, I think for me, he is going to take all my like 4 or 5 parts and just stitch them together and render it for me, and then it'll be done. So that's the plan. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it all works out because it is a good episode.
It's a very special episode as well. Yeah, it's a big one.
This is AC1 Retrospective. Nice.
Big
Yeah.
Good.
What's your thoughts on AC1, Cole? Because I'm sure, have you been around since the beginning of the series?
No, so I started Assassin's Creed. Well, my journey with Assassin's Creed really in around 2014. So it was around like the Unity Black Flag sort of time. But I picked up the game for the first time in 2013, and that was with Assassin's Creed 2. And that was just like a weekly present from my parents. They used to get me a DVD every single week. And then one week they decided to buy me a PC game because I'd just been bought my second gaming PC. We never had consoles growing up. We always had a PC every few years. So that was pretty cool. And yeah, they bought me Assassin's Creed 2. And then from there, I jumped back and played AC1 and then went sort of forward from there with like Brotherhood Revelations. And I'm a huge fan of AC1. Like, I really want the remake to happen. I think it's incredible the way it tells a story. And I love going back to Al Mualim and you learn a little bit more of the puzzle and you start to question what's going on. Am I making an impact on the world for the better? I think it's a great game, and it's something that obviously they try to replicate in Mirage, but it didn't really work in terms of the narrative. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of AC1. I think any kind of remake, I just hope it does it justice and doesn't kill a game that many of us love in the community.
What do you think a remake would have to have, aside from like visuals?
I think they'd have to look at the storyline and think, how could we better this? And I'm sure there's a lot of material they could use from like the apps and like smaller games for AC1, the book, the Secret Crusade. They could potentially, same with like Black Flag, I said the same, they could add some of the Oliver Burden material. But with AC1, I would love to see some more of this content, especially with the Chalice and Altair's love storyline in that. If you guys are familiar with that, I think I was in like a smaller expansion of AC1.
Yes, with Arda. Was that her name?
Yes, Arda, the Chalice.
I'm
Yeah,
not familiar with this. What's this from?
This is from Chronicles, is it not?
Chronicles, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, the DS game. Yeah.
It's been about years.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, there's some really interesting like spin-off material for AC1. I think it'd be really cool if that could make its way in because a lot of it was written by the same team. So yeah, I think it'd be fascinating if they could like get that to like the level with the graphics because it looks like a bit like 8-bit like these days. Some of it's like Nintendo, like probably like the early like gaming handheld consoles and stuff that it used to play on.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. It's old, isn't it? It really needs
It would
if
need
they
a full
do
from the ground remake. Like
Yeah.
you could use anything from that. Because I was just thinking of obviously the Halo Combat Evolved remake got announced earlier this week. Or was it last week? I think it was late last week.
It was last week, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously that's caused a bit of contention because it's like visually it looks amazing, but it's also losing a bit of the art style of the original. They're adding things like sprint and more modern concepts, and they're also adding like on a plus side, they're adding prequel missions, 3 missions set before the game. And obviously, whenever I see like one of these remakes or same thing with the Oblivion remaster, I'm like, how's this going to impact what Assassin's Creed does? Like, are we going to see the Black Flag remake being more like this kind of remaster where they just put Unreal Engine 5, just smack it. Whoa! What's happened
Whoa.
to the Exile?
Sorry, I changed
You've got
my
a
camera.
PhD.
How did you do
I've
that?
updated. I just connected my phone up. I thought I'll give it a go, and if it lags too much, I'll switch back. But, sorry,
right.
carry
Cool.
on. What were you saying?
No, I'm just curious. Like, what direction do you think they'll go with? Like, when you see a remaster come out, like this Halo 1 remake, it's like, okay, this kind of now sets the scene a little bit for what the AC4 remaster could do, or a potential AC1 remaster. I mean, what do you guys think? Are you aware of like the Halo 1 remake?
I've seen posts about it on Instagram, like just a lot. I've seen a lot of people getting mad about it, saying like, "Oh, this is not the art style of the original." But I don't play Halo. I never really have, so I can't really say much about it. But it looks nice, the
does
graphics
look
look
nice.
nice. I've heard like apparently they're using like AI a lot for it, but I don't know. It might just be people saying stuff. What about you, Cole? Have you heard about it? You know about it?
So I saw the trailer for it, and I messaged my friend immediately because he's a huge Halo fan. I was like, "Oh, look, Halo remake remasters coming out." Because I don't really know much about it because I never played it originally. But he was like, "Oh, this is like the second time they've done something like this."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a game that got remade in 2011, and now they're remaking
Right.
it again. So it's like,
2011.
yeah, is that right? Or
I
2010?
thought they did it the Master Chief Collection, which was like 2015, wasn't it?
That was when they did a Halo 2 remaster.
Oh, did they not do Halo 1? Oh, my
Halo
bad.
1 had
I
like
don't
already
play Halo.
been remastered like 3-4 years prior, so they just bundled that in like an existing remaster.
I see.
And then there's Halo 3, which has just never had a remaster, and yet the first game's now got its second one. So you can compare 2001, 2011, and 2025. You can compare three.
So they're going to
different
get one
versions.
every 10+ years. They're just going to keep doing it.
Yeah, they're just going to keep
Yeah.
churning it out. I mean, the excuse this time is that it's finally coming to PlayStation. So starting
Right.
at the beginning
Yeah.
makes sense, but they've kind of reused a lot of assets from other games, and it sort of makes the original like lose a lot of its style. And I was thinking, obviously, like, oh god, what if the Black Flag remake has like, I don't know, trees from Shadows? What I don't know. I don't know what they could actually port across. Maybe the boats from Shadows. They could just copy and paste those over. But like, I don't know.
Oh, right. I don't know.
It
Well,
wouldn't surprise me now that Vantage Studios is a thing and the subsidiary. So the idea is that they are going to be sharing more assets
yeah.
internally. So I honestly wouldn't be surprised because I think I probably learned it from you guys. But for Origins and Odyssey, I think Odyssey had a completely different team, so they had to remake the graphics of a fire.
Yeah,
Is that
I
right?
always
Like
use that as an
flame?
example. Yeah, the fire
Right,
is
yeah.
totally different between games.
Yeah.
Which is a bit crazy, really. And now they can share all the assets across the platforms and the studio. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do see things copy and paste their way across.
I just
Yeah.
hope they
I
don't
mean, I
become
think we'll see
samey.
more.
Like, you
Yeah.
don't want them to
Yeah.
look the same, I guess, visually.
I mean, it kind of already does in a lot of ways, though, Assassin's Creed. Like, they've been sharing assets since, AC1, really. Like, all the
Oh, I
sound
suppose,
effects in the
yeah.
Ezio trilogy were
Yeah.
always the same. And they even had, like, a lot of sound effects used from, like, AC2 all the way through to, like, Unity, Syndicate. They've always shared it. I mean, lots of series do, don't they? But I suppose now it's more with the Anvil pipeline. They're going to do that a lot more. Is that what it's called? Anvil pipeline?
Yeah, I
I think
think
so,
that's the
right?
name of
Yeah.
it.
It's
Yeah,
been a while since I thought about it.
And that's the
Um,
engine they're using to create the game.
that's it. That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah, that's it. And but I guess they can share assets between it because it is the same engine. To be honest, though, I don't mind reuse of assets and stuff if it's done well. I'm not one of those people that think like, oh, they shouldn't reuse it. They should create their own. I think it can be a good thing if it helps development stuff. With this stuff said, because I know you kind of alluded to it already, Cole, but it would be really interesting to know how you got in to the whole creative space around Assassin's Creed in general.
Yeah, so around 2014, that was sort of the time that I really wanted to get into content creation, and it started out on the Ubisoft forums for me. So on there, I'd start off by doing like giveaways of like Assassin's Creed codes and things. I was one of the moderators on there, and Watch Dogs Ubisoft forum as well. So it started from there, and then I created a Twitter account and became like an informer for Access the Animus and other big Assassin's Creed communities at the time. So like AC Universe was a big one back then, and quite a lot that don't exist anymore. And what would happen was, because of time zones, I was one of the only ones in the UK. So a lot of the information that drops is 5 p.m. UK time. So like my phone would be buzzing. It'd be like, oh, Assassin's Creed have tweeted a trailer, and these big communities would be on it like 3-4 hours later. So they were like behind. And I thought, you know what? If I started up my own AC community, I'd be like ahead of them all because of the way time zones work. You know, sometimes people are sleeping, job schedules, everything else. So yeah, I was like, I'm going to start something up. And I started the ones that came before, which is now my Assassin's Creed community. No good for the Spotify listeners, but there's the logo. It's like,
Hey.
Yeah, it's a good logo. I've always
yeah,
liked that logo. Yeah.
we've had it for years. You know, it's
Yeah.
like the logo is like the hood within the assassin insignia, and it's got all the, well, like some of the more recent characters in, and some legacy characters as well. And yeah, that was it really. And we're now at 70,000 followers across all platforms. It's grown to this like huge level over like a 11-year period. But it started off there with like creating the content on the forums and then messaging these other communities, but then started my own. And I remember for like the first 6 months it was like 20 followers, and it was like it was going nowhere. It was real like graft. It was just me on my own, and then I got my brother to help me out with like some graphics, and it was awful. Like looking back, it's just like terrible. But at least I had the name, the ones that came before, which was
Yeah,
like
that's a good
different to
one.
what anyone else was called. It sort of stands out a bit because everyone else's name was like Assassin's Creed, and we're just sort of like something a bit different to what the other ones are called. So yeah, at least we had that, and I knew I wanted to take it into like the direction of creating like a proper brand with it. So that's when I started recruiting people. So I was like, I can't do everything myself. Like, I mean, I was 18 at the time, and I was going into university. I was like, I need to get more people involved in this so that I can take the next step, really. That's when it came round to creating like a YouTube channel. So I sort of went and did a bit of YouTube, like on like a smaller scale, like theories and things. And I wanted the ones that came before to be like the home of Assassin's Creed theory making. So I don't know if you guys have ever seen any of my older videos. It's a tough watch, but they're still on YouTube.
I'll tell you what, I've known like I don't know if I like watched you before, but I've always like recognized you somehow, even if it's like subconsciously. Like I remember when you reached out on email about about the Cancer Alliance thing that we did. I thought, yeah, I know that name. I know that name. And I know that face, but it's weird. I guess just because you've always been like in that community and before I started my channel, I watched all of this stuff, but I didn't really ever, engage socially. I just kind of watched. So I think I must have known you from, your platforms and stuff. I must have seen it on the internet. I guess I must have.
That's cool.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
cool to know that. I guess I have been in the community a long, long time. So to some degree, you've probably heard of
yeah.
me from somewhere. And I guess it really took off for me in like 2015. And this was when I created the website on Weebly. I don't know if you guys have heard of that.
I've heard
It's
of
like
that.
an
Yeah.
early
Yeah.
version of like a blog website. But yeah, I built the team, and then Ubisoft were looking for more community members around the world to join them for like Assassin's Creed Unity live streams and things. So I got brought onto one of them by the community team, and they had a hashtag in the chat called hashtag UbiCall, and everyone was doing it. And as you type that in the Twitch chat, all of my socials would come up. So like overnight, the Facebook page for the ones that came before went from like 100 to like 500, and the Twitter went to like 300. So it was like, right, we're starting to hit like our first targets. Ubisoft are starting to see us, and that was a good opportunity with one of the original community developers to go on, play the online multiplayer for AC Unity at the co-op, and discuss like how I got started, what I'm doing. I was like one of the only people creating theory videos back then, and it was all about like Norway and how I felt the Assassin's Creed modern day was all going to go to the ship, the Altair 2. I was big into Assassin's Creed Initiates. Have you guys have heard of that? It was
Oh
like the
yeah, yeah. I
online
remember
Yeah.
Initiates.
platform.
Wow.
I used to play that in sixth form every single day, doing all the lore analysis and stuff. And yeah, eventually I got to the point in like 2015, 2016 where Ubisoft invited me to be an official Assassin's Creed community ambassador, which I still am to this day. So like a massive life achievement for me, to be quite truthfully honest with you, because I just started off as like someone writing theories and making some videos, and then now I've had the opportunity to represent Assassin's Creed around the world and be like a voice of fans and have this like huge team and network of people around me. And yeah, because of Ubisoft, I've met so many amazing people. I've got friends all over the world because of it. I've got to have a say on the direction of Assassin's Creed, which is really cool considering like I just started out as like creating theories and things for people to get a bit more interest in the franchise, but now I can actually have like a bit of sway and like early decisions for the games and things. With the Assassin's Creed movie, I was treated like press, so I was at all the events for like
Oh,
the
cool.
I'm thinking like IGN and all these big like media outlets were all there. London, Germany, Canada. Like there's a few that I've done with Ubisoft that I'm really proud of, and yeah, I've been super lucky with the opportunities. But I think it's just consistency and the fact that it has grown to the level it is at today. And like I say, it's 70,000 today, and every time an Assassin's Creed game comes out, I always have some kind of like relationship with Ubisoft to promote the game, like early assets and things. We get trailers in advance now, so we can write up articles, big promotion. So it is like a two-way relationship, and we've always had a healthy relationship with Ubisoft since all the way back to 2014. And yeah, just really lucky to be in the position I'm in, and I still love doing it. That's the thing, even though my life's changed and I've left university, I've gone on to become a dad, married, like done all these things, but I still love Assassin's Creed. And now I can only do it at night, really, when my little boy's asleep or like when I'm at work, but I still find the time. And today we've got 26 members on the team, so I've grown it to this huge level where there's like an art team, there's a virtual photography team, and I split it off into branches. And this was in 2022, but just before my little boy was born. I was just getting really burnt out, realizing there's so much I want to do, and there's so many Assassin's Creed projects coming up, but I just can't do everything on my own. So once again, I split it into these groups. I've assigned team leaders, and now there's like a core team. And I guess most recently setting up a podcast as well with Rally the Creed Live, which is like the third incarnation of this podcast. So this time we've been a bit more consistent. I've decided to become a host on it rather than a guest. And this was the thing, I sort of left it for other people to host. And it was difficult because they were like, obviously with time zones and things, like 1 week would fall flat, we wouldn't have an episode releasing, and then the whole thing would just like keep us like behind schedule. So this time I've decided to actually have a go myself, and we're on 16 episodes as of Sunday, so pretty happy with the way that's going, and really glad to be able to keep doing what I love and be an assassin at night, even though I can't do it all the time. I do what I can, and yeah, I still love the franchise, and to be an ambassador of the brand, it's a huge life achievement for me. And yeah, it's been great.
Damn.
Oh,
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. I think as a I suppose me and Lewis are still, even though it doesn't kind of feel like it now, in this grand scheme of things, we're both quite new still to the
Yeah.
AC
yeah,
community. So it is really interesting, you know, speaking to someone that has been around, you know, in this community for a bit longer. Especially, it sounds like you've had some interesting, really sick like trips and stuff with
Yeah.
Ubisoft, and you've been at the launch events. That's sick stuff, man. I'm sure you must have some crazy stories from those.
I do, to be fair. One or two of them I'm probably under NDA for still, so I wouldn't be able to go
Oh.
into like more recently. So like
The
it's still
dirty
fresh, but
secrets.
I could definitely take you back to a couple years. Like for example, in 2016, I mentioned the Assassin's Creed movie
Yeah,
event.
I was curious about the
We
movie.
This is an interesting one because I was one of the only fans to see the movie before it was edited and chopped away. So
Ooh.
I saw the
Oh,
original version of the
whoa,
Assassin's Creed movie.
hang on, my brain,
Whoa,
I
whoa,
have so
whoa.
many questions now. Wait, what?
I'll
So,
do what I can to remember it 9 years ago. But yeah, I saw the unedited version of the movie. I was there for the first 20 minutes before a trailer had even been revealed. So this are two separate London trips,
wow.
and then a third one to see the movie, actually the edited version. And I got to meet Justin Kurzel, the director, at that
Oh
one.
yeah, yeah.
So
Sick.
I've done loads of things over the years. I've been
Yeah.
really lucky with it.
what was the difference? Like when you say you saw the unedited
Yeah,
movie,
that's my
like
question.
do you mean yeah, do you mean like
Did it
you
still
saw,
have
you know, the
the?
director's going cut start, do you know what I mean? Was it like that, or was
No,
it
no.
like a rough edit?
So there was a version of the movie that was made, and it was about 3 hours long before
Oh,
they sent it over to the editors and chopped it down. So there was like storylines that were completely cut. And I think you guys have mentioned it in like I say recent, and older episodes of the Podyssey because I'm working backwards.
yeah, yeah.
Was that there's actually like characters who, like for example, had like Templar ancestors,
Is that the little
and
girl?
the little girl,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I've seen those deleted scenes are on YouTube, but I'm so
yeah.
curious. Like, have you seen the deleted scenes and like how much is still like never been seen that you've seen, or is
So there's a
like
good chunk
a good
there's a good
chunk is
chunk that's
still?
still gone. The thing is with
Oh,
the deleted scenes, I've got the extended edition of the movie, with like all the special like deleted scenes and stuff on the disc, and
oh, gotcha.
on that you can it's sort of like the developer and the producer talking about some of the scenes and then showing you what was chopped away. But there's tons of stuff, like even like the music choices, and there's a lot more parkour.
Is there?
It's interesting because the concept art book for the Assassin's Creed movie features a lot of the scenes that were chopped away. So recommend picking that one up if you guys haven't got it. It's a really nice book. It's a heavy book full
Oh,
of
this
artwork,
is
but
piquing my
yeah,
interest. I'm
it was
firing
really
off in my head
interesting.
right now. This is. Ooh.
I was super excited because I saw this and I was like, this is going to be so good. It represents the franchise in a great way. And then I sat down for the official screening like months later for the finished version. I was sat next to Amar Azasia, who was the head of Assassin's Creed content at the time. I was sat next to him. And after the film finished, I was like, wow, like they took a lot out, didn't they? And he was like, yeah. He
Wow,
was like,
that's
yeah,
So
they did.
was the original cut that you saw like definitively better?
Oh, yeah. Like
Yeah.
everything about it. It was like, I don't know. The main thing for me was the relationship with Maria, between Aguilar and Maria. They had a proper relationship. It's in the book, if you've read that.
Oh, I
And the book
haven't.
now does a more definitive job at painting the historical picture of what Aguilar and Maria's relationship was like, how they linked with the mentor of the Brotherhood, all these different things. And yeah, they were showing like actual like assassin missions between the two of them. You see snippets of it in the final cut, but there was so much that was chopped away. And like I say, even the music, and I was sat with people from like IGN and things, they were all writing down notes, and they
Mm.
did like their reviews and stuff of the first 20 minutes. And for me, like it was just about like the experience, like meeting all these people. It was like the first time I was
Yeah.
treated like fresh. And to be fair, ever since then, I've never paid for an Assassin's Creed game. They've been so great. They've opened doors for us, and the ones that came before, they've treated us like press, and we are probably the biggest community in the UK, and they've been great. They've given us early access to things, and hoping to get these opportunities as well going forward with the Netflix series if that's recorded in the UK.
Oh,
I'd love to
oh.
be involved
yeah.
in that. Obviously, Shadows more recently. Can officially say I did a lot of interviews early on, but other than that, like other things may have happened. Who knows? Before that, there's other games as well. But yeah, I've had loads of like interesting opportunities over the year. And like I said, meeting Justin Kurzel, the director of the
That's
movie, he
interesting.
was
Yeah.
super passionate. I met the costume designer who created Aguilar's robes, Sammy Sheldon,
I
I
have
think he
some
was called.
questions for that person. Definitely have some questions for
Right,
that.
right. Because I was a bit critical at first, but then you realize it's to blend in with the Moorish landscape that it's set in.
Mm.
And like, because I was like, right, it's the first time really we've not had like white robes. And I was saying this too. The thing with me, I'm super blunt. And even though I'm like an ambassador for the brand and like you'd think, oh, he's going to be super positive, not necessarily. Like, I'm always 100% honest. And this is the same with the developers. And I don't know if you guys have seen Andy Reloads' recent video where he speaks to Simon from
I have
Shadows.
not seen it.
Haven't
It's only
actually.
And I
got
know
I've
of him.
seen it crop up, but I haven't actually watched it yet.
a
Yeah.
really great video, but in that, like, he's speaking to them and he speaks to them the same way I do. And it's like blunt to the point. They're going to
Yeah.
gain something from this. So it's great to see that other people are doing it as well. Because I've always been a bit like edgy, I guess, with the things I say to Ubisoft and like honest. I've never been what you call like a shill. Like, I'm always honest. And like, when I'm sat down with the developers, I'm like, guys, like, this is what I will be writing in my review. Like, just to let you
Mm.
know, these are the faults. you've got time to work on it.
Have they
Yeah.
ever worked on it?
Yes,
Have they
yes, to
have
be
they
fair,
like
they
took
have.
on board things that you've? Can you say what kinds of things or?
I can't because it's more recently in that regard. But all I can
Yeah.
say is that Ubisoft are always listening to fan feedback. I mean, I guess the parkour updates more recently. Yes, it would have been nice to see it at launch in Shadows, but things along them lines shows that they are listening to fans and feedback, and they do take it on board. So I've always had great experiences with Ubisoft, and the developers are listening because they want to make the best game possible, really.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Yeah, yeah.
Do you, have you ever, because as you said, you're very, you will say it how it is, and you're very much, understand that, real feedback is better than just being positive for the sake of it. Has there ever been a time where you thought, where you're getting invited to like press events and this and that for Assassin's Creed and all that? Have you ever felt like, you know, do you ever, basically what I'm saying is, have you ever felt worried to be just say it how it is? Have you ever had moments where you think, oh, should I be a bit more positive because I might not get, the next event invite or how, stuff like that?
I'd say yes, because I've been in like roundtable discussions where there's like 10 people and everyone goes around the room, everyone's positive, and then by the time it gets to me, I'm always last at these things
Yeah.
because they put me in like the hot seat and like people spin round in their chairs with notebooks and like
Oh,
start writing down because my feedback is more valuable than like a yes man.
yeah, of
So,
Yeah.
course.
and like at the same time, I'm like, it would be harsh for me to be brutal, but at the same time, if I don't, people who get this game for the first time when it comes out will. So I'm going to tell you how it is. Like you've flown me all this way, you've invited me on the like down to London, wherever it might be, and like I've not come all this way to tell you you're doing a great job. Like I'm going to tell you, like as a fan of the brand for all these years, I'm going to tell you as someone who reviews the games, I'm going to be honest with you. And like I say, they take it more seriously, and I think they appreciate it more. So it crosses my mind for like a minute, but then I'm like, no, because I'm the odd one out. And they do actually take it on board and listen. Like I say, they're turning around in chairs, writing things. This is like it says to me that valuable feedback and like constructive criticism is required to make the game better.
Oh yeah, 100%. With anything, with literally with anything. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like if I would love to, have similar opportunities in the future, this and that. But if I ever did, I couldn't
I
like
think
just
they'd
say,
need to
"Oh,
pull
it's
you out the
great."
room. You'd be
What do you
fighting
mean?
them.
What do
You'd
you
be jumping
mean?
over the table.
No, no, no. I just mean no. What I'm saying is like if I ever was in a similar situation, I think I completely agree. I think you've just got to say what you truly feel, because if you don't, what's the point? It's yeah, that's what I think.
Well, they're not
I think
looking
that's
for you to
very
just be
respectable.
like nice to them, are they? Really, they're there to gather feedback to make the game
Yeah,
better. So at the
Yeah,
end of the day, they're looking for you to critique them.
that was
especially when it's like 6, 7, 8 months before the game's even like
Yeah.
revealed. It's in the start of its promotional campaign. Like, I mean, I'm looking at like way down the line the finished product, for example, and I'm like, this is what can be worked on like before this even hits the shelves,
can
and
I
they,
can
they
I
do
ask
appreciate it.
regarding that whole stuff? Obviously you might not be able to say it, and that's fine if not. But I'm just curious, when if in the past, if you've ever been shown, let's say AC games or any Ubisoft game, that point further down the line before it's announced, is there ever a say in like narrative stuff, or is that stuff always usually done and then it's more gameplay oriented stuff they want your thoughts on?
So narrative's always done. There's always like the storyline that they've already done all that whenever we get a copy of it, or like sometimes it's like I don't even have to leave my room. Like they'll give us like a streaming version of the game. It's really strange. It's like we'll log on and we can play it through their powerful machine in
Yeah,
Ubisoft
I heard about
headquarters.
that.
I don't know how to describe it, but it's almost like I'm playing it, but they're like booting it up on their computer and I'm playing like a streamed version. So like Mirage, for example, it was really strange. We were playing this like 8-bit style, Fall Guys style, like running around community event where we were like talking to developers, and we were like these little bit emoji things. I've got some screenshots I'll have to show you guys, and we
Yeah.
were doing that, and then we all went to the temple as like these little tiny 8-bit emoji
Oh
things.
God,
It's so hard
you've
to
been playing an early
describe.
build of Invictus.
Maybe
They've been tricking
it's
you.
so
You've already been
strange.
playing it.
But this is what confused me because I was like, what is this? It's like a 2D running around like a Baghdad. And then you'd go to the temple after speaking to the developers, and the developers were all logged in with their headsets and microphones. And we could ask them questions. I mean, this was an actual like community developer Q&A session. And it was like rather than anyone going anywhere, we were doing it all remotely. But then you go to the temple, and then it boots up Assassin's Creed Mirage on your computer, and it was like, whoa, this is
That's
Ah,
crazy.
crazy.
that's
Yeah.
cool. That's cool.
Yeah, that's like the more remote ones. But to go back to your question, with like narrative, that's always done. But I have had
Mm.
like it's not always Ubisoft that do these things, but I have had these like we're floating a concept, guys. You are like the pool of people who are the first to see this. So,
Yeah.
like for example, Assassin's Creed Infinity platform
Oh
was
yeah.
Yeah.
like, yeah, I think I was on like a 2-year NDA for that one, but it's expired now, so I can talk about it. Like,
Ah.
I was shown Infinity before it was announced, and it was exactly the same as what it is now, where you're flicking through the characters and it's like a launcher,
Mhm.
but it did have like Alexios and Cassandra and all these characters, and it was like, so guys, what do you think? I remember just sitting there and saying, what's the point? Like, this is just a launcher. Like, we don't benefit anything from this. Like I
Yeah.
was like brutally honest with it. I've probably still
Yeah.
got my notes in my red folder over it. I should read them out to you.
Wow. That'd
That's
be
cool, man.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I've probably still got the notes. But yeah, it was just like for me, like you don't benefit from this. Like there's just the launcher style, now where it's like memories and it's like the year, and then you flick through, you've got like Norway, you've got like
Yeah, on the timeline. Yeah.
yeah, it was like that, but more like dramatic, if that makes sense. So like you'd scroll down and it would do like sounds from the game, if that makes sense. So it was
Yeah.
like a bit of the like Odyssey sound effects. They've got like na, 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 na,
Don't remind me.
na,
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
level up music.
na. You try to make it
Uh,
like epic. It
yeah.
was like super
Right.
epic because you're like scrolling. I was like, this is not it. Like, if it's going to be like the home of Assassin's Creed, it needs to be more than this. Like, it has to
Mm.
house everything rather than just be a launcher because we've already got Ubisoft Connect.
Well,
And
yeah,
like
exactly.
and like I say, it wasn't Ubisoft that gathered this feedback. It was an external company. So yeah, that's to give you an idea of the sort of things I've worked. There's Mirage and Infinity, but there's a couple others as well over the years with like vague NDAs that have all expired now.
Wow. See, my just going back while it's on the top of my head, something I wish Ubisoft would do more with like people such as yourself, the sort of community where they gather feedback is I wish they would ask for feedback on the narrative side of things because I feel
Yes.
from obviously this is my opinion and it will opinion will vary on person to person with the story. But from my opinion, in the last sort of quite a lot of entries, I feel like narrative with Ubisoft games in general, I think have been Ubisoft's weakest point with their games recently, more in more recent years. And I do think they could definitely benefit from community feedback on the narrative tone, character development, things like that. And yeah, I just think that that would be quite beneficial for them because I would love a return to an Assassin's Creed game that makes me feel the way the stories of some of the older ones did. Because personally for me, and I guess Lewis, you might agree, but I'm putting words in your mouth. For me at least, narrative is story is everything. With these games for me. Um, but it is, I will say, it is good to hear that they do listen to you. You say what you feel to be true, and if they listen, that's great. But yeah, I think story would definitely be something I hope they listen to or they want to hear from in the future.
Just to
I
just
obviously
to
don't.
chime in on that.
Yeah, yeah.
they must be listening in a tiny little way, because Shadows is adding that Isu vault, like, to
Yes.
their update. So in some regard, they must be like, oh, people wanted First Civilization stuff. And also people wanted the comedic tone of Odyssey. So that's coming back as well. Like, people do genuinely, want that style of humour and that. So in a way, they must be listening, or at least starting to listen. But yeah, I feel like definitely to hear that they already have the whole narrative panned out and they don't really like show you that part. They're more interested in gameplay, I guess, and like presentation style of things. I feel like, yeah, they need to let us in on the narrative a bit more, even if it's just like characters and lore. Like, even if they just were told the lore of Hattori Hanzo beforehand. Not to say that they didn't know, but I don't think they knew. Because they were told afterwards, like, oh, did you know that the Brotherhood in Japan was started, like, in canon by Xiaoyun's apprentice? I don't think they knew that. And if they were just told that ahead of time, then little things like that, just to keep them on track, that could impact the narrative without us saying, let us be the writers. Because I feel like you don't want to take that away from the actual writer. Like, that's their job. They want to be in charge of that product. But, yeah, I feel like we could easily help them out, give them some input.
Now, this is the interesting thing. They used to get the guys from the AC Wiki to oversee a couple things and help, but now I don't think they do. So there was a guy working on that called Master Sim, and I'm sure they used to get him on as like, I'm not sure what the official term is, but they'd have him like bring some lore knowledge to the table and help out,
exactly.
which is really cool. And I think he ended up getting a job at Ubisoft.
Oh, well, there you
Fair
go.
enough.
Yeah, because I met him in London at an event, and he was like there with Ubisoft. So interesting.
It can
So
lead to a full
maybe.
position at the end of the day, maybe.
Well, this is another one. Clement, who's the community developer for Ubisoft, he started out as White Room, the YouTuber. If you guys
I
remember
have
that,
not even
it's
heard
going
of
back
this one.
years.
I'm going to be honest. I've
I'm
not
right
even
over
heard of
here.
this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was part of a huge YouTube channel. So I think was it AC Universe or something. It was like a
Oh, I've
huge
heard of
YouTube
that. I've heard
channel.
of that one. Yeah, yeah.
Right. He was like 50% of that, and then he got
Right.
brought on board to Ubisoft. So people have got jobs from community management and like community development side of things. But yeah, I mean they're always looking for people.
Yeah, I think something Ubisoft could really benefit from is like a overarching sort of lore master
Yeah.
job, if that's the right term. You know, somebody that works for Ubisoft that knows the overall lore. Because what I found with the last few games, like Origins, Odyssey, Valhalla, and then going ahead for like Shadows as well, is that I just don't feel these stories have much coherency with the timeline stuff anymore. Like you'll set up a whole modern day thing with Valhalla and you'll think it's going somewhere, and then the Shadows team will decide that they don't want to do that, which is their prerogative. But then, from my experience or my opinion, the series overall suffers because you're looking forward to something that then decides to get dropped, and then you're like, so why is that happening? I think Ubisoft, if they had a lore master or somebody to oversee this stuff, there would be more. I think like the series would translate more within each other, if that makes sense.
I think that
Who
the
would you
problem with that,
nominate
though.
for that?
Who would I nominate? Honestly, just
Yeah.
well, I mean, I would say somebody like Darby McDevitt. I don't know if he's just a writer, so maybe that side of a job wouldn't be what he could do. But somebody with the knowledge of Assassin's Creed, such as Darby, someone who's written in from the series from side games before Revelations, Black Flag. From my experience, I think Darby really gets Assassin's Creed, really knows, and I think he has a passion. You can tell in his writing for like what he's trying to do. He wants to tell an Assassin's Creed story and do something interesting with it, in each iteration. I think just somebody like him, somebody who just understands it and like wants it to be Assassin's Creed rather than wants it to be a completely different historical game with no
Kakashima
real
Iki.
mention of Assassin's Creed each time. Yeah, exactly. Imagine if they had an overseer for Shadows. I think that game could have panned out a lot better.
See, I think the
Your
problem
guys'
with that
thoughts?
is
What?
I think that before Vantage Studios, we had like all these different studios working on games, and they weren't like communicating properly with each other.
Well,
So
that's the
like,
thing. Yeah.
I can
So maybe
imagine.
Vantage will do this. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, I hope that now it's not like Quebec make a game and Montreal make a game. I hope that it's just Vantage make a game and everybody participates in it, because I think that's
Yeah,
where
but
you get into the issues with like Origins and Odyssey, where I don't think those teams were speaking to each other until like post-launch, because it's only in Legacy of the First Blade where you start to get the Aya like references, and like that starts to pull back to Origins. And I think we've seen like with a lot of the post-launch stuff, that is where they can actually make changes and adhere to stuff that's already came out. Like they knew that everybody liked Bayek and they liked Origins, so they tried to put bits of that into Odyssey, but they couldn't do that during the actual development because it was being done alongside. So like they can't interact with each other, whereas obviously the older games are just one linear story up until like probably Unity, I would say. Yeah, I don't know. I don't. Now they should be able to speak to each other. Now it should just be, here's the story going forward.
But it's still gonna be, you know, I mean, I'm guessing. I don't know the answer. Maybe Cole, you've got a better insight, but I'm still guessing with Vantage Studios, it's still gonna be like, oh, Montreal makes a game, Quebec makes a game, another Ubisoft studio makes a game, but again, it's just under that sort of like PR name of Vantage, right? Is there
I
gonna be a
imagine
real
so.
change? Yeah.
I personally think I've got no like real like solid like inside information on this, but my personal guess is that they are going to continue making like a big game, and then another year will come by and it'll be smaller games and handheld games. So that's how it feels for me. And when I was talking to Andy Reloads a few weeks ago, he was thinking a sort of a similar thing where a big game will come out and then a year of maybe like remasters, things like AC Jade, and then another year will go by. You'll get another mainline game, and that's like the focus. And then in the years without a big game, you'll get like updates to the bigger games, like what we're seeing now, I guess. You know, with Shadows, obviously it's coming out of its first year in 2 months' time, and then it won't be the focus because we could potentially have Black Flag, Jade, maybe other things as well. Maybe some news on the Netflix series, but I think they're just going to do like the smaller games as well. I think Mirage it was so successful in terms of sales. I know, Lewis, I watched your video. It's incredible how many sales they got from that game.
Yeah. I would like more smaller, focused experiences like Mirage.
Yeah.
The only thing I think Mirage really let down with was the story, which it doesn't matter whether your budget is massive or tiny, like you just need a good writer with a 10 to 15 hour story or something and just make it really good. And if we did get like little inklings of that in between these massive things, like I don't hate the idea of getting like a remaster in between, as long as it's all good quality and the actual franchise is still progressing. It's not just like focused on the past all the time, like remaster. Like as long as there are still strides being made in the story that are pushing it forward, then I'll be happy. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree. As long as it's all focused and like in the years without a mainline game, they've got like focused stories that are interesting, a bit different. And when I was speaking to Joe Raptor as well, he was saying they haven't fully used the potential of AC Infinity. They could potentially drop content on there for like smaller experiences. Like here's 3 hours in a time period we've never had before. Here's
True.
3 hours added onto another game, and it could be like trialing different things. And if people like it, you could add like another sequence on, and it could be like, do you know, like is it Black Flag that shows you like the games you can't access, and
Oh,
it's like
Unity, yeah, the beginning of
right,
that.
right, yeah. It's like that. It's got like the different time periods and stuff that you could never. I can't remember them. It's been so long, but
I remember a
something
Jazz
like
Age
that. Yeah,
Blues one.
Junkies or something?
yeah,
Yeah, that
Jazz
was it,
Age,
yeah.
Junkies, and all of that. It'd be cool if
Yeah.
like they did like here's sequence one of a timeline we've never had before. It's 3 hours. Here's another thing, like smaller drops of content, and if people like it, they make a few more, and by the end you can access maybe 10 sequences. And like they just add them every now and then, so like smaller experiences for Assassin's Creed to keep you going, and then hopefully some news on the series as well, because that's hopefully I'm imagining it's
Oh,
surely in
I'm really,
development
yeah, I'm
still.
excited for that.
Yeah, the writing team's assembled, so fingers crossed we get some news on that. And who
Yeah.
knows what else is in development? I mean, there's like 15 games on right now, right?
Yeah.
You say
Something
who
crazy like
knows,
that.
but you probably do know. You just can't say, right?
I
He's
actually
seen the
don't.
whole show. He's seen the whole series.
Yeah, you seen the unedited Netflix show.
I'm in it.
You're
I'm a cameo.
You're a cameo, a secret assassin.
They need to get Michael
Oh, man.
That's
Fassbender
funny.
back. I'm telling you. Just give him a cameo.
Yeah.
That's funny.
It'd be great.
But
Oh, man.
yeah, I am excited with the direction they're going, especially with the new leadership structure that's in place. And
Mm.
fingers crossed we can get a more focused Assassin's Creed. And yeah, don't be afraid to use the word assassin.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, that's all we need. That's all.
An example I always use because I feel like it amplifies how crazy it is that they just are scared to say assassin. It's like if in you might have heard this on the pod as well, Cole, but like I say like it's if Star Wars stopped saying Jedi. It just doesn't make sense. Why would they not do that?
Right.
It's all about it. It's like a similar thing, right? It's Assassin's Creed and it's in the title, but Shadows is a perfect example. They're just too scared to say it.
What are we now? Japanese woman warriors?
Japanese
Yeah,
Woman
that what-
Warrior.
that's what they use.
Yeah. But to be fair, in my opinion, I think that's more of a Quebec thing. From what I've seen with like Odyssey, even the Backfire Syndicate, most recently with Shadows, I don't get the vibe that the people over at Quebec want to do an Assassin's Creed game. I think their passion lies more with the, historical aspect of things. I think if they had the choice, when I say they, I don't know who they are, just Quebec, But from what I see, my guess is that they would rather do a historical period game where you're a cool warrior in history rather than an Assassin's Creed game. Whereas I think obviously with Darby still writing over at Montreal, I think when Hexe comes around, hopefully, he will not be afraid to mention assassins and Templars and stuff like that. But obviously, it all depends on the sort of creative freedom he gets. But I don't really know what I'm asking. I'm just kind of saying what I'm thinking right now. If any of you
Going
guys,
back to your point before, where we were like pitching who could be like a lore master, I would say like a fan, someone like Marcus from Access the Animus, someone who's been in the community a long time, makes videos about the lore, and yeah, he would be my pitch. I've met him a few times, and he's so knowledgeable on Assassin's Creed, and I'd keep Darby as like the head of the writing team to like
yeah,
steer it. So
yeah,
like someone like Marcus would be like passing on the information about the lore and stuff, probably doing some wiki research and stuff. And yeah, Shadow Marcus username, Marco, really smart guy. He's like the driving force behind Access the Animus. So he'd be my pick.
yeah, yeah. I watch Access Jans every now and then. He does lots of dissecting of like the modern day stuff, doesn't he? And like, because I watched most recently on his channel, he was dissecting the Shadows modern day, and obviously I didn't really bother reading any of that stuff, so it was interesting.
Neither.
It was interesting to know there was a bit of a storyline going on, with like some guy is taken away from his family because he's got to work for Abstergo and all this. Obviously, it's not really going to go anywhere, so it's hard to really get invested. But it was interesting him dissecting everything, which was cool. But yeah, that's the thing. You know so many people in the AC community, bro. You've been here a while,
I've lived a life.
Yeah. Did you know back in the day, like lasers, fishy, all that when they used to do their AC content before they sort of, evolved onto other games? Were you in sort of friendly with them guys as well, or?
I actually was, I don't know if you guys have seen the Assassin's Creed Impressions video that Lasers did in like
Oh God,
2016. But I'm one of them.
maybe. Really?
Yeah, you'll have to go back and watch that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
Was
was
he
always on like
interested in it?
friendly terms with them, and yeah, we'd message, and he used my writings quite a lot. So like I was writing for the website about the Assassin's Creed movie. He made
Yeah.
several videos on my work, so that was pretty cool and big promotion for the ones that came before. But yeah, I always got on really well. Ethan only lives about 40 minutes away from me. We never
Yeah.
met. We were going to go for a pint about 10 years ago, but we never got round to it. But
Ah,
yeah, we had a really good relationship, to be fair, and I think I was on their podcast once
were you?
many
Like,
years
like
ago.
an
I mean, I've been on,
old one. Yeah.
yeah, I've been actually coming on Assassin's Creed podcasts since I started, so about 10, 11 years, and I guess, like you say, because I know so many people, I guess that's why I wanted to step up and like host my own podcast rather than always being like a guest on other people's. It was like, this is like the opportunity to like, I guess that's the USP for us. It's having a different guest every week because I do know so many people. So it's worked in my favor in that regard.
Yeah, you're an OG. Where do we want to go next? I mean, I'm having a quick look at our list. We do have the whole AC Stories game.
Yeah, we have a
If
little
we want to go
game.
there. But obviously, Lewis, if you've got any other, or Cole as well, if you guys want to, go on to anything else before we get to that. What do you think? Yeah.
I mean,
Nah,
we
should
do
we just do a
have
game?
a bit of like news, I guess, because
Do we?
today is when the AC Shadows update comes out for the parkour. We're also getting
Well,
the
as of
corrupted-
recording.
As of
'cause by the
recording,
time this
yeah.
comes out-
So I sat down about 25 minutes before we started recording, and the update took 25 minutes, so I haven't played it. Hey!
Oh, you didn't get to play it.
I haven't played it, but I did. People in my Discord have been playing it, so I was asking them what the state of things are, and it seems alright. I gather that
Is
it's
it,
not massive, not like massive improvements. It's not going to change the game, but it does add, like, I think it just makes the animations better because you can like manually jump up to stuff now instead of that awkward like shuffle.
Is this with Catch Ledge and everything as well?
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
height
and just
gaining,
jumping.
side ejects.
Yeah. I watched Ropotopoulos did a video today, I think, as well, talking about what was sort of added and also talking about Mirage a little bit. And I think, like, I didn't know it was coming this soon, to be honest. I was a bit surprised to find out that we're getting an update today. But I don't know. I still feel like the post-launch of Shadows has been disappointing. Like, they have not added... They're so fixated on fixing this parkour that I feel like they're letting us down in other areas. But I don't know. How do you feel, Cole, about like the post-launch of Shadows?
Yeah, so Claws of Awaji, they're claiming it's 15 hours. 15 hours, I'd say it's maybe 4 or 5 hours. I'm currently working on a video on this called The Flaws of Awaji. and for me, it's just like this was just not focused at all. It had some cool new elements with like the traps, and I even liked the ambusher, who was like the female, she had like the
that was an
rifle.
Interesting character, I thought. You know, there was something there. There was a start and an end, maybe not a middle, but there was a good premise for that character. Yeah.
A lot of it's just felt like grind though. Like I felt like level gated a lot. Like I mean that Tomaji, who's like the huge Templar brute. Every time I would go up a level, he would go up 2 levels. So it'd be like I'd be level 54. This guy was level 56. It's like every single time. And honestly, I spent about 3 days trying to take this guy down. I had to watch YouTube videos. I had to get advice from people. It was like they're just doing this to make me grind. So I haven't enjoyed that aspect of the post-launch. There's not really been that much unique weapons and armor released. Why do we only have one legacy outfit? Why do we just have one?
When's the next project coming out? I thought we were going to get that in the last roadmap update. I was like, the next project is, and the next project, and they didn't do it. I'm like,
they were like, we got to shut that Willis Makes Movies up somehow. Let's just release the Ezio outfit.
I should have said something nice about that Ezio outfit, then they would have. I don't even wear the hood, you know. I keep the hood off because I hate it so much. It looks terrible.
Really?
It's awful. It's awful. Look at it. It's just the hood she has in the game, but coloured white and given his pattern on that.
Right, yeah.
So there's that aspect of it, and then I guess the interesting thing that's coming out is the corrupted castles. That looks more interesting to me, just because. But it is very much like battle pass stuff, isn't it?
It's end game content, isn't it? It's just to keep you coming back for like high level loot. I do like the Animus theming of it. At least it's like a simulation thing.
But they're not.
It's nothing. I can't defend it. I can't defend it. But
it's not being good.
What did you think? Because when I was on your podcast, you hadn't finished Claws of Awaji, so I'm curious. What did you think of the scene at the end between Yasuke and Yukari, where she says like, "How could you trust Nobunaga?" and stuff? Because for me, that was like the best scene in the whole expansion. Like, it was the one time I was like, oh, there's something here. They're actually arguing about something. Obviously, it's like minutes before the DLC ends, so it's the worst time possible to be seeing something interesting. But what did you think about that whole culmination, I guess, by the end?
I'm just gonna run to the toilet, but you guys keep going. I'll be back in a
No
sec.
worries.
This is the part.
Can
where
I
we
do the
should cut.
jingle? Can I do the
Yes,
jingle?
yes,
It's
go
the
for it.
toilet break.
Yeah. I'll be back in a minute. Carry on though. Carry on.
Yeah, so I found they were a bit they sort of shied away from going into the conflict of ideology there
Oh
because
yeah.
I think I watched it on your video as well, Lewis. To be fair, I think you were saying I felt exactly the same. It was about how this should have really gone down the road of him questioning his allegiance to
Yeah.
Oda Nobunaga. But it never really did. He never stops and reflects on his time in his service. Terrible things happened that lines up with the Templar ideology more than the Assassins, but he defends it. He just kills this woman and never thinks of it
Yeah, that's
again.
the problem. She brings up all these interesting ideas, and there's a look where he's like, you know. Anyway, and then he kills her, and there's no. This is where a confession scene would have just wrapped that up nicely, because you needed to have Yasuke have that moment where he proves her wrong. And like when she was talking and he was saying like, oh, you know, I you know, she says you're just following people in a way. You know, you were just following Nobunaga because you needed somebody to follow. Now you're just following the Kakashiba Iki and all that stuff. And I was thinking like, this is the moment for him to blossom as a character and explain why he's not an assassin. Because it's weird. He's working with Naoe, but he's not actually an assassin. This could have been his moment to be like, I don't want to be an assassin because I don't want to just be following other people. And then, like, I would be like, oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. I understand this character's motivation now. And I just feel like it was so close. It was there. It was right on the tip of the tongue, but they never actually said it.
And I think you described it really well on Rally the Creed when we spoke as well. You said that what if, because of the trauma of his past, he is just a follower? So he's following Oda Nobunaga because it was something to get him out of the turmoil and the terrible conditions he had. And now he follows Naoe because she's like got an ideology and pulls him away from a life of being like exiled.
But he
And
doesn't
like
actually think for himself. I think that's the interesting part of him, is that he doesn't really have his own voice. It's only when Yasuke is actually on his own that he becomes an interesting character. Because the second you pair him with Naoe, he just doesn't have anything going on. And they're so focused on making Naoe the interesting... I mean, she's not. She's not. I just want to say that now.
He is the better character.
He's the only character in the game that I think actually has potential.
Yeah, there's no. I think you worded it as well. Great when we last spoke about. There's no growth between the characters. They don't conflict at all. Even though I felt like I saw some side eye from Yasuke in the DLC, where he was sort of questioning Naoe, like in his head, but it's never said out loud. He just sort of looks at her like, not sure about that.
But that's
But
what
you
they
never
needed.
hear.
They needed to argue. These characters
Right.
need. Like I say, I will always go back to Assassin's Creed 3. Can you imagine if Achilles and Connor were just best chums the whole way through? No, they argue in every single sequence. They have a falling out. They mind battle each other, you know, based on he doesn't agree with what Connor's doing. Connor has to justify what he's doing, and that sort of gets you on track with where Connor is at in every single sequence. And with Naoe and Yasuke, you could just mute the game because their relationship is going to be the same whenever you unmute it. It's just.
To go back to the original question about post-launch content, I think both roadmaps have been pretty disappointing, truthfully honest. There's been nothing there that's got me like really excited to go back. Obviously, Claws of Awaji because it was free for
Rufino's
me.
quest line was alright. I thought he was a good
That's a
character.
good point. That is a very good point. The Critical Role crossover. I forgot about that actually, but that is probably the strongest bit of
I think
post-launch content we've had, even though it was quite short.
I have a sneaky suspicion that the reason it's so good is probably because the Critical Role guy had an input in it. Because his voice acting is way above everybody else. Like, he's actually giving a charismatic performance. And also, just the way he's written, I'm like, someone else wrote this. This is not the same writer as, like, who just did the Lewis Frauss set of missions, where they barely even speak during it.
I just finished that yesterday, the Lewis
Oh,
Strauss
sorry
stuff.
to hear
and-
that.
Yeah,
What
and
happens
the
in it though? It's
baptism.
genuinely nothing. I finished it and I was like, I can't even make a video. I can't even make a video on
Right.
it because nothing happens in it.
Yeah, there's like a baptism and then an attack on the road. And I think I finished it in about half an hour.
Yeah, it's a very
And that's
short
only because I had
quest.
to run from one destination to the other.
Oh yeah, it makes you travel. It has like the collect
Yeah.
3 scrolls or something before you
Yeah.
get back to him.
And a bird's got one on the rooftop, so I had to
Yeah.
climb up and grab it off the bird.
They should have
good.
really used that opportunity to explore the like he mentions Ezio and the Borgia, and you're like,
Yes.
that's what his dedicated storyline should have been about. I think genuinely, like, my pitch for what expansion 2 should be, you've probably already played it by now, but I'm just gonna say my pitch would be have it just be Yasuke in Portugal with the Jesuits. And just let's get back to like traditional AC architecture and stuff. Make it a small little open world and just try and harken back to that, like, basically what they did in Rogue with Lisbon. Like that whole, completing a mini tomb and stuff. I feel like Yasuke, you've got the interesting character, bring it back to him, and let's try and fulfill what his potential was there.
Yeah, I'm lost for words. Like, there's a lot there that I can take away. For sure,
I'll
like
make
Portugal
a video.
sounds
I'll make
really-
a video. I've only got limited time before
Yeah.
this thing gets announced.
Yeah, there's a lot to go into there. Yeah, Portugal with Yasuke would be really interesting. I would actually like it if Nawe wasn't even in it. Like in Claws of Awaji, Yasuke you can flip out to and he saves them.
Yeah, I mean,
when
that
they're
was a
both
cool idea.
Yeah, but I think it'd be more interesting if it was just one or the other. Like there's a Nawe quest, like a DLC, and then a Yasuke one. Because like it's still, even though I'm thinking this is Nawe's DLC, it's like, do you want to play as Nawe or Yasuke for some of the missions? I'm like, well, obviously, like her. But then sometimes you need to play as Yasuke, and then for like a
Even the final
storyline in
fight.
Portugal, would he
Final
bring
fight
her
has to be
along?
it.
Would he bring her on the boat? I don't know. I don't know. Is she needed for that?
Was she needed at all? Just a thought.
Yeah, I'd definitely like to see stronger post-launch content, and maybe with like a second and third DLC, they can explore the game a bit further. But I don't know when they're going to cut the game off. Like, I don't know how many years they want to support this game for. But you know what Ubisoft are like? They get to a point and it's like, yeah, we're moving on now.
I reckon the second Black Flag gets announced, they're going to be like, Edward Kenway project, like legacy outfit, and that's it.
Right.
I think as soon as they move on to the next game, they're just going to stop. Unless it's like Mirage, where we magically get funding for a new Shadows expansion. No.
The Japanese government step in and
You were so disrespectful, but leading up to launch, you had to change so many things. We're stepping in now. We're going to make Pokemon DLC.
Yeah.
do you remember all the rumors that are going around? Like, yeah, the Japanese minister is going to cancel the game.
Was that actually true? That can't have been true. All of that must have just been made.
No, just people.
All the grifters were making the videos on it.
Oh, they still are. They still are.
Yeah.
Ubisoft
The
have
cra-
lost everything. They've lost their
Yeah.
management. Who's in charge now?
The craziest thumbnail I ever saw during like the whole Yasuke controversy was it was an AI image of Yasuke in a wheelchair, and he had like the LGBTQ
Oh
plus
my
like
God.
rainbow colors behind him, and it said like woke, and I was like, oh my god.
Wow.
Like some people will make the craziest like content.
Imagine
it's
sitting
weird.
there making that. and
Yeah,
thinking,
that's the
like,
thing. Like some guy
yeah.
was sat in his basement, just like
Was it Blackwoods?
prompting it on.
Blakwoodz!
Yeah, probably,
Blakwoodz
bro.
went-
Have you seen that episode where I
Yeah.
talked about him?
beef with him.
No, mate, that got some good views when I called him out.
We're gonna have to do it again. I
Good.
don't think he's stopped. We'll have
Yeah.
to see what he's actually been up
Yeah,
to.
we'll have to. So now we've mentioned him, we can say like Cole calls out Blakwoodz. Nah, no, I'm joking. We won't do that to you. I'm joking.
There's your headline. But yeah, I'm against the clickbait sort of material as well. That that sort of get people on, and then like made up stories and stuff. I'm totally against that. We're very honest on the ones that came before, and that's what we strive to be. Like no nonsense, honest, no clickbait. That's sort of what we go for. Like
Yeah.
a reliable source of AC news and information.
Yeah, I think that's a very respectful way to be because, like, again, looking at a Blakwoodz type channel, there are more than he's on some crazy shit now. Have you guys seen his channel now? It's like
No,
No, no.
it's like
Gonna have a look.
conspiracy theories. A UFO has landed in Washington. It's like weird stuff like that. It's gone like insanely. Like he's taken what he did and with Assassin's Creed, but then like put that onto just any type of content he can. But what I'm saying is like, um, you know, it's okay to have like a enticing title or thumbnail, but like if
of
you're
course.
literally just straight up being clickbait in the way that you are misleading people,
Yeah.
it's just I don't understand it because like sure
It's
sure you
brilliant.
can. Have you seen his channel? Have you looked at his channel then? Is that what
Israel
you're...
finds proof of Jesus being God.
Yeah, it's stuff like that, and
That's
his
one of their
thumbnails are
recent videos.
crazy. His
I'll
thumbnails are
have to have a look at
crazy.
this.
Yeah.
He doesn't do Assassin's
But
Creed anymore.
he doesn't do Assassin's Creed. But the thing is, his like views are crazy. Well, I don't know. The last time I checked, they were.
Oh, let me have a look.
It just like crazy. And it's like, sure, you can probably make a lot of money off
crazy.
doing really. Yeah, you can like make a lot of money doing clickbait stuff, but I don't know. I'm sure. I guess it was successful for him, but it's like I feel like in a lot of a lot of situations,
It's not
the more
fulfilling.
well, it's not fulfilling, but also even if you don't care about that, it's really hard to actually build a proper fan base if you're just doing clickbait all the time because it's going to piss people off, and all you're going to get is new viewers, not returning viewers. That's why I don't do it because I don't want to mislead people. But I've done a few little clickbaity sort of thumbnails in the past with like AC News stuff when I was starting out on YouTube.
Your Origins one.
My Origins one? What do you mean?
Oh, well, you sent me it before.
Oh,
your
you mean when I was like,
original.
yeah, you mean when I was a young boy and I had an
Leaked.
old privated YouTube channel and I
Yeah.
used to do insane clickbait. But my excuse is that I was like 15 or something, whereas I would not do something like that in my, in my 20s as an actual adult.
I think you
Um,
learned from the train guy incident as well.
oh, what, Francis Bourgeois?
Oh,
Yeah.
What did we say about? Oh, the
was
whole
it?
my old podcast thing. Did you? Yeah. Damn, you've seen a lot of episodes, haven't you?
I really.
You're reminding me of stuff that I forgot I spoke about. Yeah, that was a whole
You
other
live and you
rabbit
learn.
hole. Yeah, exactly. But it's like, well, you do live and you learn. But some people, again, Blakwoodz type characters, they live but they do not learn. Well, they don't care and they carry on the clickbait. But
Yeah.
it is what it is. Um, well, should we get into our Assassin's Creed game? Do
Yes.
this. It's
Game
not really
of
a game.
sorts, yes.
So, you guys can't. Oh, do you know what? I'll move the camera so you guys can see. It saves you editing,
Oh,
Lewis.
man, I don't need to edit
see
any
this?
of this
Oh, this
episode.
is cool.
You see this? This is an Assassin's Creed spinner. I asked ChatGPT to just list it for me, hence why it's got the years next to it.
Oh,
But
nice.
basically, the idea is I'm gonna spin this wheel right here. I'm gonna spin it, and whatever it lands on, each of us, or maybe one of us, depending on how long we've got, but we're gonna basically try and think in our heads a fun life memory that is associated with that game. So I'll just give an example so you guys are on the same page as me. If it landed on Assassin's Creed Unity, I would tell the story which I've told before on the podcast, so I won't tell it again, but this is my example. The story of when I was backpacking for the cadets in Sainsbury's the day Unity came out and I was going to buy it. And then I had that whole interaction with that girl that I liked at the time. And I don't know if you've heard that story, Cole, on the pod.
Not sure. It could be an early episode.
I don't know what episode it
it?
was, but it was a funny story. So basically, that story sticks out to me because it was the day Unity came out, and I had this fun story surrounding it. Does that make sense to you guys? Do you know what I'm?
Yeah.
So an IRL sort of story.
Yeah,
Whoa,
yeah.
I'm all dark. Why have I gone like this? Jeez. So what I'll do is I'll spin first, and I think it's only fair to let the guest go first. So whatever it lands on, Cole, if you've got a fun story for it, then go for it.
I'll
if you
do my best.
you can respin or whatever. It's no dramas. It's all it's all chill here on the Podyssey. So I will click. I think if I click, it shall spin. I'm just gonna keep my camera on it so everyone can see. All right, here we go. Here we go.
We've got some good production value on
Oh
this
yes.
podcast.
Oh,
What is it?
Assassin. Oh, it doesn't say because it's
It's
all
definitely
cut off.
Assassin's Creed.
Mirage.
Mirage!
Mirage! Mirage!
Mirage. Okay, so with that said, I'm gonna move the camera back to me. Cole, do you have a fun anecdote or story surrounding Assassin's Creed Mirage? It could be of the game, it could be in life, it could be whatever. Let us know.
Yeah, I guess with Mirage, it's an interesting one. It came out on my birthday, so it was like,
Oh,
oh, this is a cool birthday present from Ubisoft. So 5th of October, a lot of the games come out around that time. And it came out, and I played like the first 3 or 4 hours of it because I'd already played quite a bit of it in like pre-testing and like writing reviews and stuff. And this is like the first time I could play it as like an enjoyable experience. And I got like 3 or 4 hours in, and for me, I was like, oh, this is actually really cool because like most of the stuff I'd played in the past with it was like mechanics. It was like focusing on stealth, parkour, assassinating people, smoke bombs, like all that sort of thing. But I was actually playing the narrative, and I got to a point where I was like, no, I'm going to stop. And like, it's going to preserve this memory of like, yes, they are going back to like a stealthy roots of Assassin's Creed. And I left it all the way until the start of this year. And I
Oh,
picked it up
wow!
again in like
wow.
What?
February. So that's 2025. So I never completed it. And as a community manager, like I sort of just I had to read all the posts that Ubisoft had sent over. You know, whenever you write a review for them, they send like a huge document of like, here's the spoilers basically that you can and can't discuss. So I already knew where the
Yeah.
story was going, but because I was like enjoying it from the start so much, I was like, I'm going to leave it. But then other games came out, and I had a child, and other things came out that got in the way, and yeah, so I eventually thought, oh no, like Shadows is coming out. I should probably finish Mirage. And then I picked it up, played a little bit again, and then the nostalgia hit again. I was like, oh, you know what? No, I've always got that to fall back on if Shadows is like shit.
Yeah.
That's
So
quite a
it
good
got,
idea. Yeah. Don't finish
I'm
one
always
until
gonna have it.
it's
When
good.
it gets good, stop.
Yeah.
When the fun stops, stop. Isn't that what they say about
Yeah.
games?
They do say if I had done that with Shadows, I would love the game right now. If I stopped before 10 hours, I would
When
be
you
like,
did that first
I'm
video,
loving
that's
Assassin's Creed
it.
Shadows.
That's the end.
Yeah.
Oh, we need
And
that
it got,
soundbite. I really need to get a recording of
Yeah,
that.
we need to get sound bites
I'm
on the
loving
on the pod.
Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Yeah. No, if we
I
had
think I
sound
finished
bites,
it in June. Mirage,
Oh,
Mirage.
June 2025. I think I finished it.
Wow,
how did you
that is a
find
long
it? Did
time.
you like it? Did it
Yeah,
stay
so
good?
I still enjoy it, but then obviously reflecting on it, I start to realize, yeah, like there's big time jumps, the narrative, the way they push Basim to be an assassin's really like off. They could have done so much more. I've seen your video, Lewis, on how it should have been written, and
Oh yeah.
obviously we like Roshan being like more like a mentor figure, and yeah, obviously they kill his entire village, and he's sort of like, yeah, I've got
Yeah,
nowhere
that
else to
was
go. Go on
weird.
then, I'll join these assassins. I don't know. Looking back on it afterwards, I was like, damn, like they really like missed a beat with this. Like it's such a strange note. I remember finishing it and thinking it doesn't tell you that he's low key. Like I genuinely, if I hadn't played Valhalla, I wouldn't really know what was going on. I'm thinking it's like a standalone game. It hasn't really explained. I think they should have changed his voice at the end to Carlo Rota, who does the voice of Basim in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. It could have been explained in so many different ways. You mentioned the snake at the start of the trailer and like a
Yeah.
couple other things as well. Yeah, looking back on it, I'm like, wow, like they didn't really tie the two together very well. But I still enjoy it for like stealth mechanics and things. But yeah, it took me 2 and a bit years to finish that game.
Damn,
That's quite
that's
funny.
crazy.
For like the shortest Assassin's Creed game, you spent the
Yeah,
longest
yeah.
time trying to finish it.
There's your headline.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there we go.
yeah, yeah. Fake fan plays Mirage. So wait, okay. You're probably not allowed to say, but I'm gonna be sneaky and ask anyway, and you can just tell me to shut up if you can't say. But have you played the Mirage DLC by chance? Are you, you know?
Claws of Awaji?
Blink or
No,
No,
the
sorry,
no
sorry,
Mirage.
Mirage
Valley.
the
DLC.
Valley of
Yeah.
Memory.
No, but I was invited on the trip with Andy
Oh,
Reeler,
yeah, yeah.
Joe
Did you
Raptor.
go?
I couldn't get
You didn't go?
childcare.
Oh,
Ah,
no.
it's one of those things, isn't it? It's one of those
Oh,
things.
it was rough. It was so rough. It was in France, in Bordeaux. I
Oh.
should be like 10 hours in now, but I'm not.
Uh, so
Yeah,
are we? Are
from what I've
we?
heard, people who went there
Yeah.
got to play it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I?
So
Is it like? Are we allowed to ask? I don't know if this is like an NDA thing, but like, if you had gone, would you have got? How long would you have gone for? Would you have got like? Was it all paid for? I'm just curious, as a
but
fan.
definitely all paid for because Ubisoft are really good with stuff like this, like
Really?
Yeah.
flights, travel. That they always sort all that food. They're really great on stuff like that. How long? It was a couple of days, and I just couldn't get childcare across it.
Yeah.
I think it depends where you're coming from as well. Like obviously, UK to France isn't that far, but if you're coming further afield, though Joe
Yeah.
Raptor's in the Netherlands,
Mhm.
other people went as well. But I imagine they'll have had a bit longer with like the time it takes to travel. But yeah, it
Yeah.
was. I think it was across like a 2 or 3 day period, but I just couldn't get childcare for it.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
devastated
Fair
because
enough.
I should be hours in, but who knows? Maybe there'll be future, like more remote opportunities. It's hard now, I'm a dad, to do things like this.
Mm,
Like it heavily depends on childcare falling my way because me and my wife rotate shift patterns. So the
right.
days I'm working, she's not, and vice versa. And we rely on nursery, and yeah, it's really difficult. So I do my best to get to these things, but I should be like 10 hours in, but sadly, no.
You could have
Yeah.
met the
Yeah.
I
hidden
did.
one. You could have found out what he looks like. And you might already
Oh
know what he
yeah,
looks
you might
like.
have met him.
I
Yeah, we're
actually
friendly
don't
with
know.
him.
Oh.
Yeah, we're
I've never
friendly
met
with
the
him.
hidden one.
Yeah. Have you spoke to him at all before?
Not really, to be honest,
He's
which
in
is
my
surprising.
Discord quite a lot. He's quite active in there, which I was
Yeah,
surprised
yeah,
by.
I
Yeah.
see him in the Discord, which is cool. But
Yeah,
yeah, I'd be open to working with him for
he's
sure. Like,
for someone we have no idea like what he sounds like, who he is. I can say he seems like a pretty nice guy.
Yeah, yeah. Every time I've spoken with him, like he'll talk to me about certain things he's got upcoming and stuff, and he seems like a very nice guy. I'd like to actually
Yeah.
have him on the podcast at some point. If he would
Yes.
be happy to
Yeah.
do it, I'd love to actually get to speak to him casually because I feel like he's always
man.
very scripted. It'd be nice to.
and to go
Yeah.
back to your question, Harrison, even though I haven't played it, I have had early access to the assets. So like you guys have probably seen like the teaser trailer, the concept art. So Ubisoft, we're in there like PR circle of people that get like early access to assets and things for social media promotion. So we were involved in that, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, fair
Is that
enough.
like
Nice.
their fan kits that they used to have on Ubisoft on like Uplay and stuff? Is that it? Like a package that they send you of just
Yeah,
all the marketing
it's
material?
normally like downloads. So I don't know. Are you guys members of the Ubisoft Creators Program?
I am, yeah. I
Yeah,
get emails
I'm
saying
not.
like the Claws of Awaji assets
yeah,
are now available. Like I get that, but
yeah.
obviously I don't really click on it because I don't like shadows.
It's
But
it's exactly like that, but
I
like
didn't
a
know you
week
could do
earlier.
this. What do you mean?
It's like a week earlier than that, but it's like that where you get like a download and the
yeah,
embargo times and stuff like that.
I'm going on Google
So
Images.
it's
I'm just nicking them off Google.
yeah. If it's just a creator program.
Oh.
I
yeah,
wasn't. Cole, did you know a couple years back I applied for the creator program and they said I wasn't allowed to be in it because I violated their terms, and I had
oh
no
wow,
idea what I'd done. But when Shadows came out, part of the like sponsorship agency my channel's with, they got me. I got a review code through them, and then I ended up speaking directly to the. I don't remember her name, but one of the marketing.
Sylvia.
Oh, I can't remember. It was one of the UK marketing heads, and
Yeah,
she was so nice, and she got me into the creator program after
that's
that.
great.
I didn't ask. She must have just seen that I tried to apply before or something, and then she just automatically accepted it. But I will still never know why they rejected
I was
me.
gonna say,
They
like,
never
you
told
should-
me why.
That's what you want
I
to know,
violated
isn't it?
their code of conduct, it said, and I was thinking, what have I done? What have
Strange.
I've never said anything crazy.
No,
So I thought it was because they've seen my channel and they don't like what I've said, like they don't like that I've critiqued their stuff. But from what you've said, it seems they're more open to that, you know.
yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe they didn't like your original haircut.
What? Yeah, it could be anything. Could be anything.
Who knows?
Yeah, but okay, that was an interesting anecdote for Mirage. I think we'll go for Mr. Willis Makes Movies next, and I'm gonna spin the spinner. I'm holding it up again.
I
should
hope I have a
probably
story for one of these.
Should I
haven't thought about
remove the
this.
ones we spin on?
Yeah, I think
Just
so.
to keep it more interesting. Where the hell's Mirage? I can't.
I was
see it
thinking
there.
of
Did it
Mirage. I was like, do I have any stories from Mirage? Not
I think
really.
it's already taken it out. So I'll just
Oh,
spin
that's
it.
not bad. Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna spin it in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. I can hear a spinning noise. I doubt you guys can, but it sounds
can't
quite
hear
nice.
anything.
It cheers when it
Oh,
lands.
it's on Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Oh,
Syndicate. Hey!
Syndicate.
What do you have to say about Syndicate?
What do I have to say about Syndicate? I remember getting it at Christmas. And I remember booting it up and thinking, oh, this is really good. Like, I remember feeling very, very happy to be playing Assassin's Creed when I first booted up Syndicate. I don't know why.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was just after Unity had been so up and down, like, messy, like, throughout the year with all the technical stuff. I was, like, in the mindset, oh, Unity's, like, rubbish, disregard it. When I remember playing Syndicate for the first time when you're first on the train and then you go and kill Rupert Ferris? That's his name?
Ferris. Yeah.
And just that bit where you're going through the what is it, like the industrial Ironworks, yeah, and all the kids are like the labor and they're getting beaten, and the guy comes out and he's like, oh, I want more workers, I want them to work quicker, and he like hits it, and I was like, oh, this is great. This is like, it just felt a little bit more grounded, and like we're skipping all of the, because I felt like Arno was very melodramatic like all the way through it, and what I liked about Syndicate, even though a lot of it is wrong, the stuff that I liked was that it just sort of got to the point. It was like, we're just gonna we're assuming that you already know the concept of what this franchise is, and we're just gonna jump in there. It's got a nice sort of light tone, so it doesn't feel like it's down and depressing like a lot of Unity. It's like, it's got, I think, a very strong opening, like it's written very wittily, and you can jump into Syndicate and like the first hour or so you're like, oh, this is fun and whimsical. It's got a nice lighter tone to it. And I remember for Christmas that was perfect. It was just such a perfect storm of like, oh, I'm playing Assassin's Creed and it's like really enjoyable. And I think that was the last time that I like got Assassin's Creed at Christmas and like enjoyed it, I guess. I don't know, because I did get Origins first. I got Origins before Christmas, so that broke the spell. And it didn't feel the same. That was the last Assassin Christmas.
Quite literally.
Hey!
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
tragic, Greenie.
Yeah. I need to make a YouTube short of that scene and post it on Christmas. I reckon that'll do well.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I enjoyed your rap you did last year, Harrison, because I've just listened to the Christmas episode.
Oh, yeah.
Assassin's Christmas.
Yeah,
Podyssey, Assassin's Christmas.
What a tune, mate. What a tune. Yeah, I'll have to do
Get that
another one
back out.
this year. Yeah, well, I'm still waiting for the Willis Makes Movies response. But,
Yeah. One day.
you know,
One
I've
day.
left that up to you. You can, whenever you want to do it, you do it.
It'll be a
I'll just
surprise.
leave it to you. Yeah.
I know it's
Alright.
not my turn, but I did have a bit of a Syndicate story that you guys might
Ooh,
find
go on,
interesting.
then.
I'll
Yeah,
make
go
it
on.
quick.
Yeah.
When Syndicate came out, the UK community program was called Rally the Creed, which is what I named the podcast after.
Oh.
So there was like the Mentors Guild, which was a big one, and Rally the Creed was like the UK community group. And they got us all down to London. I brought my, well, now wife, she was my girlfriend at the time, Ash. We went down on the train to London, and Ubisoft took us on an open bus tour of London for like all the historical places. So it's like we're meeting up with people from the community, like Dave Woodward from AC UK, Damien, like loads of people from the UK community. And we were on this bus, and we just kept getting off, and it's like, oh, Tower of London, and all of a sudden we're at Buckingham Palace. And the AC official social media accounts were like taking photos everywhere, and we're like, the assassins are on tour, and it was like we were at all these locations, and every hour they would like drop a new picture of us at a new location.
That's cool.
And then at the
That's
end, they took us out for like a meal, and we got to play the game early. And, yeah, we had a really fun experience with Syndicate.
Oh, that's
That
good.
sounds so
Yeah,
cool.
I'm glad
Yeah.
that it
It was
continued to
good.
be whimsical behind the scenes as
Yeah,
well. That's really nice.
Yeah.
it
That's
was
the
good
thing.
fun.
Yeah, I feel like you've got the best anecdotes about these games because you've done all these cool,
You've been
had all
involved in
these cool
like the
experiences.
marketing of it,
Yeah,
technically. Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah,
Did you get to go crazy at the meal afterwards? You know, the steaks were on Ubisoft or
yeah.
hell yeah, I would have got myself a nice juicy steak. Uh,
Steaks and everything else. Sometimes there's like an open bar or whatever it might be.
Oh, that'd be
oh, that's cool.
dangerous.
Or like at the last one we did, there was like a pizza oven, so you could get as many
Oh,
pizzas as you
that's
want, and
oh
a couple
man,
drinks, and yeah, good fun.
Man, I'd have
sounds
Eve
nice, man.
Gilmore around the arm, be like, "Hey, buddy,
Yeah,
what the
I
fuck
might have
are
had
you
a few drinks, but it's good to see you, man. Yeah. Oh
We've had
man,
some good
yeah.
ones.
They gotta get the Exile and Willis Makes Movies out there, mate. Well, that'd be
Oh,
great.
we should be
Definitely,
part of this.
Yeah,
We should be. It'd be really fun.
sure,
it's
sure.
good fun. And if not, we'll make our own things happen. Because in
True.
COVID,
Yeah.
the Ubisoft wanted to do things with us, and there was a year as well when Queen Elizabeth died, when we were meant to do a big event, and then we couldn't because it would have been seen as disrespectful, so they cancelled the
Yeah.
entire event. But
Oh,
yeah, in COVID, we couldn't really do anything, and even after the lockdown had lifted, they didn't want to be seen as like getting people together. So like me, Dave, and a few other people would come round, have a beer or two, and watch like the big Assassin's Creed presentation or whatever it might be, the game launch, like stuff like that. So you can make your own things happen.
very true, very true. So was there no sort of fun event for Valhalla, I'm guessing, because that was dead in COVID, wasn't it? Like right in the middle.
Tough one, yeah. It was all like online sort of stuff. I still did loads of interviews with the developers and like video calls and playing it remotely, and we did our best with the
Yeah.
limited resources. Obviously, couldn't travel, but yeah, good fun still.
Yeah. Have you ever spoken to, any of the voice actors from the games?
I've probably got the biggest collection of interviews with the voice actors out of anyone in the AC community.
Have you?
Damn. Have you
Have you?
spoken
I
to
don't know if you know
Roger
this.
Smith?
It's like a big thing
Oh, this
on
is
my
exciting.
website, the onesagainbefore.com. So I've interviewed or met in real life. I've met loads of them. I've interviewed Abu Bakr Salim from
Oh,
Assassin's
Oh,
Creed Origins,
sick. Yeah, yeah,
Fire.
yeah.
nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Nice.
I've interviewed Carlo Rota, Basim from Assassin's
Valhalla.
Creed Valhalla. Yeah. Magnus Brun from Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Eivor. God, I've done
He did a
loads.
good
Cool.
job. I thought Earvor's
I've,
Yeah.
I've
actor was
done.
very good.
I've done.
I was a big fan of him from The Last Kingdom on Netflix, so
Yes,
it's cool seeing him
he's
in
Canute.
Valhalla. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
cool. That's cool.
Um,
Have you met Roger Craig Smith?
Oh,
I've interviewed him, but I've never met him.
You've
oh,
interviewed him like on a video call, or was it like a more like an email type thing?
Written. A lot of my content is written, so it'd be
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
written interview, and then
yeah.
we'll turn it into a video afterwards. I've met Carlos Ferro, who is Leonardo da Vinci. He's signed my Hidden Blade.
oh, that's cool.
No, oh,
That's
that's cool. That's
cool.
Yeah.
cool. That's cool.
The
Nice.
cool thing with Abu Bakr Salim, I met him at Wales Comic Con, and because we'd done the interview previously, he was at like a booth, and I went up to the booth, and he went, "Come here, you," and he just came up to me and gave me a massive bear hug,
Oh
and I was like, "Oh
man.
my god!" Like he recognized me. It was like,
Yeah,
and he was fangirling about meeting me. So it was dead cool.
yeah.
And
Because
my wife Ash was like, that was like a cool experience. And she's like filming it and videoing it. And then met Paul Amos as well,
Oh
who
yeah.
is um
Jacob.
Fry Twins, Jacob Fry, yeah. So yeah, I've done loads. And then obviously with the developers as well from Ubisoft. So yeah, I've got a huge collection of voice actor interviews. I mean, could go back. I've met Cass Enver, who is the
Oh,
Revelations voice of
Revelations.
Altair.
Altair, yeah.
Yeah, met him. Like honestly, I could do this all day. I've met loads of them.
Have you met
It's what I
Noah Watts?
know, but that would be cool,
Oh,
Connor. That would be
he's
good.
he's live streaming on Twitch all the time. I would
Oh,
recommend.
really?
I'm gonna
That would be cool.
get a sneaky conversation because I popped into his Twitch chat once, like a few months ago, and I was fangirling. I was like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say to him.
Yeah.
So I was just like, oh, you did a really good job, and I asked him how he felt about the AC3 remaster, and he like answered that question, and I was like, okay, but I didn't want to bug him too much, so I just left it there.
Yeah.
Do you get
Fair
that when
enough.
you're interviewing them? Do you feel like they are passionate talking about the franchise, or
Oh yeah,
I don't know,
yeah. I
like
mean, I've done like photo opportunities with them as well, and they're big nerds. Normally, they're really into Assassin's Creed because I know from like you can look at it like in a cynical sort of way, like yeah, that's what keeps the money coming in. But then at
yeah,
the same time, like they are like genuinely interested in the brand and excited. Matt Ryan's a big one. Edward
yeah.
Kenway, I've interviewed and met him about 3 times, and he's a huge fan of Assassin's Creed.
Were you the
Uh,
one who asked him the dodgy question about the remake?
In the video.
I think Matt's just a bit enthusiastic and he's just excited about the game that he's a part of. And he
Yeah.
was really great, because he was meant to have like dedicated slots at Wales Comic Con a couple of years ago for photos, but he still took the time to kick open the emergency exit, go onto the grass and get photos with us
Oh,
from AC
amazing.
UK,
That's
which
cool.
is great. And yeah, they're all really fun, and I have a great time meeting them, chatting with them in real life, and like interviewing them afterwards in like a written form. But yeah, I've always enjoyed meeting them. Victoria Atkin, I've met, Edie
Yes,
Fry.
Edie.
But yeah, I've met loads of them. But I go to a lot of these Comic Con events, and then the other one, Michael Antogonos, who is Alexios.
Oh, yeah.
He was a
He
London.
has a funny voice.
Yes. Well, he sung "Happy Birthday" to me in that voice
Oh. Did he say Malacca
because
at the end?
because again, I was at an Assassin's Creed event on my birthday for the Symphony, whatever year that was,
Oh
Oh,
and
yeah,
he was the special
I
guest.
wish I went to that. The
So
symphonic
good.
adventure, or something it was called.
Yeah, and they took us out for like a meal, like they normally do, and then it was my birthday, so he sang it in the Alexios voice,
that's
and then
cool.
at the end he said Malacca.
Yeah.
Hey! Oh,
I was dying. It
there
was
has to be a
so
recording
funny.
of that somewhere, surely.
I'm not sure. We were all just like sat around eating, so yeah, good
Oh,
fun. And
it's
because he
brilliant,
speaks
brilliant.
Greek, we were in a Greek restaurant, so he was ordering in Greek.
Oh wow, well,
So it
authentic
was,
to
it
the
was super
part.
impressive, very impressive. Yeah, great
Yeah.
guy. Even though I said this to him. I was like, even though I didn't play as you,
Oh.
I did play as Cassandra. But thank
Yeah.
you.
You're a very good Deimos.
You're not canon, but thank you.
Uh, don't tell
Yeah, true.
don't tell Lady that.
Yeah, yeah. Have you seen that
Lady.
episode? Did you see that episode, Cole?
Yeah,
Yeah, the whole TikTok thing. That was
The Lady
crazy.
I went
Armor.
looking for the comments, but I couldn't find
Oh,
them. I
did
wonder
you?
if ladies maybe
Yeah.
changed username or
She
something.
had
Oh,
no, she
really?
has. She's changed it to some Greek word now.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah, that you cannot even type in because unless you have a Greek keyboard.
Right. But yeah, I've met loads of the voice actors and done interviews, so they're great. They are a ton of fun, and I'd love to continue doing that.
Yeah.
I was gonna
No,
ask
that
you,
sounds so cool.
just following on for that. I was gonna ask like, who would be your dream guest on Rally the
On the
Creed? Then, yeah. But
Ooh,
it sounds like you've already spoken to everyone.
yeah, I think Paul Amos would be so fun because he is such a crazy guy. Like when you meet him in
Yeah.
real life, he is just like ADHD, bouncing around, banter. He's great fun. I think he'd be such a laugh. And also, I think Danny Wallace would be such a laugh as
Oh
well.
yeah, yeah.
John
That would be
Hastings.
funny.
I think that would be really funny. I'd love him to do it in character and just like I'll say something. And my driving instructor's a bit like this. I'll be like, "You had a good week, Ben," and he'll be like, "None of your business." I feel like he would be just like that, like the sort of like rude banter.
Yeah.
I think that'd
That's
be dead
cool.
funny. So there's two that I'd like to
You have
get
to get him
on.
his
That'd be a laugh.
V-neck. Have to get him the vest.
And the
Yeah,
glasses, of course.
Yeah, yeah.
that'd be
Surprising.
good.
Has he ever done that? Has he ever done like a full cosplay of his own character?
I'm not sure.
I've seen Noah Watts dressed up as Connor like in 2012. I thought that was quite cool. It was cool
Well,
to see
actually,
him.
wasn't Danny Wallace cut from the Assassin's Creed movie?
Was he?
He filmed
Was he in it?
scenes. And,
Have you
yeah, he
seen
filmed
him?
Oh, that's
Have
scenes.
you seen him in it?
I don't remember the scene myself, but I remember it coming out afterwards that he filmed for an entire day and they
No
chopped it.
way.
So that's a good example, really, of how much was cut because he was
Damn.
meant to be part of the group that recruited Callum Lynch and stuff. Like there was a whole storyline
Oh.
for it, even though I've not seen that. But yeah, it was written afterwards, and I know he was a bit gutted, and he was a bit upset with Ubisoft for a time.
Mhm.
You'll have to check that out.
That is fascinating. I didn't know.
Live
Obviously, I
action
knew about
Sean.
that. That'd be great, though, wouldn't it? I mean, I know the.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, was he playing Sean, or was it just a
yeah, yeah.
cameo? Oh, it was like
No, no,
actually him.
he was playing Sean for a full day
Damn.
of filming, apparently.
Oh
Damn.
man, because
So,
obviously they
yeah,
I'd
yeah,
love
cut
to see
like
that.
they cut all of the cameos, didn't they? Like the Xiao
right.
Yun, Duncan Walpole, uh, Batiste,
Baptiste?
and who
Yeah,
was the fourth one? Oh, Yusuf Tazim.
Was he in
yeah.
the movie? Was
Yeah,
gonna be.
like all of the modern day characters have ancestors from the games, and there's a deleted scene where they all like flash into existence, but it's like the VFX
Yes.
aren't finished, so they just like
Yeah, yeah,
fade
yeah.
in. Yeah,
I
Yusuf
think I've seen
Tazim's
that.
the
Is that where
fourth
you see
one.
Arno, right?
Arno's in
You
an
do at the end
he's
when
in
he
the
fully
circle.
synchronizes and
Yeah.
spins.
Yeah, he's the only one who
Yeah.
made it actually into the movie.
But then
Yeah.
there's some other ancestors of Callum Lynch that are in there that look really interesting. Probably
Yes.
YouTube short worthy, Exile.
Oh, did you
Write this
know?
down.
Well, I
Yeah,
did a
I've
video
seen that.
ranking all the outfits in the movie, so I went through
Nice.
all of the ones in that circle, and there's a Connor cameo on a bit of glass at one point as like one of
Right.
Callum's ancestors. That movie has a
Interesting.
lot. It has a lot in there. I
They put a
feel
lot
like,
of thought into it. The weapons are incredible.
oh, that
Like
modern
they really are.
hidden blade they made for his dad. That is so cool. That
Oh,
is like easily one
yeah.
of my favorite hidden blades.
I mean, the weapons expert, it was Tim Wildgoose.
Oh,
I did an interview with him, and I actually managed to get a couple of the throwing knives, like not
what?
sharp, but like the prop throwing knives, and do a giveaway for my community.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
someone got that, and I know they were selling a lot of the props because Luma managed to get Maria's like spiky whatever it is. You know what I'm talking about? It's like a wrist thing with like spikes on it. He paid a couple $100s for that. It's like a special
Wow,
weapon she's got.
I'm not actually
that's
familiar
cool.
with that. What?
Yeah, you have to
Interesting.
have a look at some of the weaponry she's got in that film, and he
Ah,
managed to purchase that from Prop Store. Every now and then, I see them go live. There's a couple replica weapons and artifacts. I know the smoke bombs are still out there circulating. People can
Ooh.
buy them on eBay. There's like tapestries from the movie. So yeah, I'd love to. I think you guys can't see it because it's all boxed up right now because I'm trying to move house.
hmm.
But all of my Assassin's Creed collection's currently in boxes. But I would love to own a piece of the movie.
Yeah, that would be so
Yeah.
cool. Damn, Sean's glasses. They've got to be there somewhere, right?
I
Yeah,
want that guillotine
Sean's
gun.
V-neck. Yeah.
right.
Isn't there
Pretty
there's a
sweet.
deleted scene where like he gets the guillotine gun but he dies before he gets to use it?
Yeah.
Or is that in the movie? I
Who
think
is
that is
it?
actually in the movie. I don't know.
Yeah, it's Callum Turner, isn't it? Who plays what's he called?
Oh,
He's
is that
he's like the
Duncan's descendant?
yeah, Duncan's descent. He
Yeah, I
tries
remember
to
he's
kill
in the Harry
Pal with
Potter
the
thing.
string.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's
I
like
can't remember his
alternate
name.
deaths of every character. It's kind of weird. I don't remember
That,
any
that,
of their names.
that Callum Turner, he's dating Dua Lipa now. The
The same
bro's doing
guy.
well.
What?
You
Damn.
seen that?
No,
What?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I don't even know who we're talking about. I watched the movie once in the cinema when I was
Right.
He's the
long time
white
ago.
guy. He's the other white
Yeah.
guy.
Can't
Yeah,
remember. But sure.
Yeah.
sure.
I mean, in the
Listeners will know
lore,
what
he's
I'm on about.
dead. So, is
Yeah.
he really doing that well? If you're not alive in Assassin's Creed canon, is that really as good?
Mm,
Why can't I remember his name?
I'm gonna have to Google it.
Terrible.
What, the
Yeah.
character's name?
Yeah. Duncan's
How do you know
descendant.
any of the characters' names? I only remember the main. I don't even know what to search here. I don't even know what to
Harrison, I think
search.
we've lost you.
Oh well, I just don't really remember the film at all, so it's hard for
Fair
me
enough.
to.
Yeah, we're
I
saving
guess
it
you're
for an
always like
episode.
involved in like the marketing and stuff, and yeah, some scenes definitely are very memorable to me. But then there were alternate endings as well, so he might have survived in certain endings.
Yeah, I remember there's like
Yeah.
there's an image which I used in my video talking about the outfits where there's like 5 of them on the roof at the end.
Yeah,
Whereas in the final cut there's only 3. And in the
yeah,
final cut they're all wearing the same outfit, whereas in the original they have like all have distinct costumes. So
Yeah.
and he's one of them. Like there's a version where everybody survived, and then there's the final cut where it's like 3 people on a roof, and it looks
Yeah.
kind of silly. I just wanted to say quickly, should we do another wheel for Harrison?
Yeah.
Just
let's do
before
this.
we forget about it.
Let's do the final wheel.
Alright.
The final spin. The final spin. Right.
Final spin, just so we've all had a go around.
All right. Let's go for it. Let's see. Let's spin. We're spinning. We are spinning. It's on Assassin's.
Oh,
Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed. Valhalla.
Oh, that's an interesting
damn.
one.
Oh, I've got like, oh god, what do I say about that? There's so many games I have stories for, but is Valhalla one of them? God, am I lagging for you guys on my camera? Oh, it's alright, we're back. We're back.
Yeah.
Oh god. Well, I don't really have any because it was like in COVID, wasn't it? So like we weren't doing anything, so I don't have any real surrounding stories with it. I guess I remember playing it. I remember downloading it. Like I pre-ordered it like the day before, so I got like 1 day early access to it or something like that. And I remember the beginning, going like, please be like a serious Assassin's Creed game. Please be like, and I remember the intro was so what I wanted, and I loved it. And
Yeah.
I got like goosebumps when when Eivor falls down onto the frozen lake and the wolves start attacking and the anima starts glitching. I was like, oh my god, this is what I want. This is so cool. I remember going like, we're back. But that's all I don't know. That's all I've really got to think about it. To be fair, my first playthrough of Valhalla, I as long as it was, I quite enjoyed it in a lot of parts. Especially at the London arc. Where it's focused more on like Assassin's Creed stuff like eavesdropping, a little bit of tailing, assassination stuff. I like that. I think people think I'm more harsh on Valhalla than I am. Like, it is so like bloated and like there's a huge map with like it takes so long to run across, and that is an issue. But like, I actually quite like Valhalla, I'm not gonna lie. Like it's a struggle to replay because it is so bloated and I kind of know how dragging it gets in certain parts, and that kind of leads me to not want to replay it. But like I had a good time when I played it for the first and only time I've played it.
Do you prefer it to
Yeah.
Origins?
Honestly, that's hard to say because I've played Origins like maybe 3 or 4 times, but I haven't played it for a good few years. So it's kind of hard for me to judge Origins in any way because I don't have a fresh perspective on it. I would say I think from what I can remember, I feel like Valhalla did more, like with the actual philosophy of the Creed type stuff. I feel like Origins.
You should
Yeah,
play
it's
the
a lot-
Hidden Ones DLC, I think. For,
Yeah, I haven't played that.
for
I haven't
Origins.
played
I
that.
feel like that's the closest that game gets to like exploring
Because-
themes.
Yeah, because I do, from the times I have played Origins, which again is quite a lot, but like I haven't played it for a while. But like when I have played it, I like the game. I like the characters and the story. That being said, I don't think it's the most deepest and intricate of stories that explores a lot of things. I think they could have explored a lot more with the actual origin of the Creed.
Oh
which
yeah,
I don't
yeah. I
think
feel like
Origins
that's a
did.
that's a secondary to like. I don't know. I remember it still feeling like Assassin's Creed because it still had like the set pieces, like with the war elephant and stuff. I still felt like it.
Yeah.
But I can't remember the back half of that game.
I just mean like, I feel like I don't want to say this with too much conviction because I wonder if when I replay it I might change my mind. But I do remember feeling with Origins, as much as I do like Origins, again, as I said, it is interesting and it's got cool motivation with the characters and stuff like that. But I do think a lot of the writing of that game is quite surface value. Just with like. Well, I don't really want to say that, actually. I kind of want to take that back because, again, if I replay it, my perspective might change, and it has been a few years. But going back to Valhalla, I do think Valhalla did a lot of stuff better than Origins. But it did a lot of stuff worse as well. That's all I kind of really have to say about Valhalla because it was like the worst option for me to land on with the spinner. I have less to say about that than other ones, but there you have it. There you have it. It is
I,
the way of the spinner.
I can give you a Valhalla story.
Yes, go
Yeah,
for
go
it.
on.
Go for it.
So it was in COVID, and my wife is a post lady, so she would leave the house every day. But because I'm in retail, our store was closed, so I was off work for about 8 months total. So every day I would get up about 11 a.m. like a dog, go to the window, look outside, walk around the garden, have a beer at whatever
Have a
time
shit in
of
the garden
morning.
like a dog, or not that far. Not that
Sorry, what
far.
was that?
No, no, you said like a dog, and then you said walk in the garden. So I asked if you also you took a shit in the garden like a dog, but then
Oh, okay.
maybe not that
Maybe
far.
I
Maybe not that
I had
far.
a crazy beard, long hair, and yeah, it wasn't a good look. But yeah, I remember just like having like a beer every day at like 11 a.m. and I'd go see Redder, and he would be like
Go
the
see
person
Red. Your lockdown
I'd
buddy was
be
Red.
I'd go see Redder and have a drink while doing his little daily challenge
Oh,
and grinding. So me and Redder would
dear.
have a drink every day before my wife came home.
Oh
It's
man,
tragic.
what a time to be alive.
Oh, I
That's what
miss
I
I
say.
miss him. I miss that kid.
Yeah, when's Redder coming back?
We need him
Yeah, I owe him
involved.
a drink.
Yeah, yeah. You, Fishy and Redder at a bar. You need to make that happen. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say. Oh yeah, I was just gonna ask. You might not want to say too much because obviously it is more personal stuff. But I was just curious about your job aside from YouTube. Are you a manager? Is that right?
I used to be a manager, but I had to step down since
Mm.
having a child
Oh
purely
yeah,
because
that
of
makes
the
sense.
days they wanted me in.
Yeah,
So, because I have to have certain days off for my little boy and like have him that day, because I'm not fully flexible, I had to step down from that role.
yeah,
So now I'm like stockroom assistant. So
yeah.
I'm like in the back of house in like a retail store, footwear, and I like have a headphone in, putting the shoes away in correct order. So if you've seen like the warehouse of like you know how they stack the shoes and like write the codes on them, and I'm like super organized. I think it goes hand in hand with like team leader role of the ones that came before. I'm super organized there as well. Like I'm dishing out tasks left, right, and center to people, and yeah, in work I'm like organizing these shoe boxes so perfectly straight, writing on them, and anything out of place gets moved to the correct location. Any tripping hazards moved. Doesn't sound that exciting, but it does give me a bit of freedom in terms of like I can use my phone and have my headphone in and listen to the Podyssey or paranormal podcasts and stuff like that. So
Mm.
that's what I'm
Ooh.
40 hours a week as well. So it is pretty rough. Like I'm always, and I don't drive yet. I mean, I had my hour and a half mock test today and I failed
Ah,
sadly, but the real
Oh,
test coming up.
nah,
So
you got the
yeah, I
real
just
one
need to
coming up there. Yeah.
just need to stop rushing. But yeah, I guess that's where I am really at the minute. So a lot of like bus journeys where I can edit videos and stuff. And
oh,
yeah, I've been doing that for 7 years in the same
Damn,
shop.
damn, nice.
wow.
Yeah, I was just curious because I feel like I can relate to you with that type of thing now, since I've started my new little waitering job. I don't even know if you know that. Are you
I
that far on the
do.
pod? Oh, you
I
do? I
do.
thought you
Because I
did,
still
yeah.
listen to the recent episodes as well. So even though
Oh,
I'm
so
working my way back, I
you
still
jumped
listen to the new
Oh
drop.
god, that must
So
be a
like
tonal
Ah.
shift from like
it is
talking about
it is
shadows before and
interesting.
after.
Yeah, yeah. I can do it.
Nice, nice. Yeah. Yeah, no, I get what you mean with that whole type of like I've worked in stock rooms and stuff in the past, when I was younger. I used to work in a Hollister, if you guys are
Yeah,
aware.
yeah.
Yeah, I used to be this is like a good few years ago, but I used to be, I did all sorts over there, and a lot of the time I was in like the stock room and stuff. Yeah, you got to like count inventory, haven't you? And there are those little stickers which you said, which we had similar stuff, and yeah, so I get that whole part of things, but
It's very repetitive, but at the same time, like no one really bothers me because I just do it to such a good level. They don't really need to like come and babysit me because I've done it
Yeah.
that long. And I do the apparel as well. So it's like whenever new clothes come in, I unpackage it, tag it, hang it, get it out on the shop floor. So it's similar, I imagine similar to what you did in Hollister.
Yeah, it sounds about the same. I was mostly doing stuff like on the front, like mostly customer service assistant, or they called it
Yeah.
something else. They tried to make it sound all trendy. I can't remember what they called
Well,
it,
like
but it was like a
customer
weird.
facing. Or...
It was like style associate or style
Oh.
something, and I was like, well, I'm not styling anyone. I don't know why
Well,
you
this
call
is
me
like when Subway call the people in there sandwich artists.
Oh.
that. Did they do that? Did they actually? Oh my God. Yeah, it's like I see what you're doing, but let's be real. But but yeah, it's been weird getting back into that sort of similar job space. But I'm kind of in. Do you enjoy your job, Cole? Your retail job.
I actually do, you know. This is a
Yeah.
strange thing. I've done it so long, but I do actually really enjoy it. Like, there's something therapeutic about like going in when it's a real mess. Like, I mean, we're going to see that. I'm going to have 9 days off soon. I'm going on holiday on Thursday. When I get back, there's going to be work to do, and I like having like an impact. You know, like in a football team when the match is going badly, and then you bring an impact sub on who like scores the late goal. I feel like that sometimes, where like I'll go in and it's a real mess, and like 3 or 4 hours of me being there will make like a huge difference. So I do feel like it has like its value in that sense. And then the other thing is I run the shoes out to people as well. So it's like whenever a shoe is requested, I'll be like running it out. I'll do like personal bests and I aim for like 60 seconds. So there is
Yeah.
like a fitness side to it as well,
Yeah.
in a
Yeah.
sense, and like quick thinking. So yeah, I do actually enjoy it. And it has its challenges and especially Christmas coming up, but I do actually really enjoy it.
Yeah, no, I get you. I feel quite similar. It's like if I had the choice, I would definitely, probably not work anything aside from YouTube, but I do quite enjoy it for what it is. It's like you do get there and you're like, right, well, we're here now, so we might as well make the best of it. And like, I tell you what, I've got since I've been doing YouTube and stuff, I've had so much like practice with the whole presenting thing. When I'm talking to like the people eating, I'm taking their order, it feels like I'm doing the pod or like a YouTube video sometimes. I'm like, hey guys, how's it going today? Da, da, da. So I get my practice in when I'm at work as well. So when I come on the Podyssey, I'm all ready to go. But yeah, nah, it's interesting like that. I suppose Lewis, with your job, it's more. I guess you're more sort of at a desk, aren't you? Doing
Yeah, I mean, I do a fair
computer
amount of
stuff.
customer service just by
Do
responding
you,
to messages and emails and stuff. And
do you take calls?
no, not really. We try and stay away from phone calls and just get them on the emails because then we don't have to respond to them straight away. We can slow down the response time, set the expectations because we don't want to be like saying the wrong thing. Because with my job, it's like there's a physical shop and there's the online retailer. So I don't want to like pick up the phone and just tell someone something that's totally incorrect because it's not my side. Like I'm strictly on the online side. So anything that happens in the shop, they don't really want me interacting with. So yeah, we keep it all. But I do a lot of customer service. I mean, today I had like 19 messages on TikTok to answer because we do like
TikTok.
live streaming on TikTok. And I had to go through all the messages there, and it's just people asking like, "Where's my order?" and stuff like that, and same old thing. But for the most part, I'm sat at a desk on a computer trying to sell stuff.
I guess you can take that experience into your replying to comments on YouTube, right?
Yeah, or like I'm editing videos, I'm taking photos of new products and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it does all sort of lend itself into YouTube, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of
All
different. Though, I
roads lead
enjoy-
to YouTube.
Well, hopefully, yeah. Everything you do gets you extra skills that you can use elsewhere. That's
Yeah,
what I quite enjoy.
yeah.
More
Nah,
strings to your
decent.
bow.
Yeah, I've not heard that explanation or that what's the word? Terminology?
Analogy.
Analogy, but I like it.
That's good.
Yeah. Well, what do we want to do? Got anything else to cover, or we want to wrap up, or how's it looking? Have you got to be off by a certain time, Cole, or are you all good?
No, and I don't, to be fair. I mean, now it's only half nine. I mean, I don't even start my podcast till 10
Good
normally.
point. Good point. Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
we'll
we
I guess
usually we're on till past 11 sometimes because
Yeah.
we start a little bit later.
we start later. Yeah,
Yeah.
usually as well. Now, I mean, I guess we probably will wrap it up soon, but
Yeah,
I
just for
mean,
time wise, we are on 2 hours. Like we've just hit 2 hours,
oh yeah, that's
so
not bad.
Well,
That's
it's
not
about
I
bad.
normal
guess
length.
one thing that would be cool to talk about is like when you guys did a live episode versus like when we
Oh
do live
yeah,
episode,
yeah.
and like the technical difficulties we've had and that you guys have had. It comes, I think it's just expected now. Like
Well,
I
that
don't
is
know,
interesting, isn't it? Yeah, you do the podcast in a live format, whereas we pre-record it, and that leads to its own list of problems. But when you're doing it live, I guess what are the technical issues that you can run into there?
Yeah, so the main one we have really is like the Wi-Fi going down or the internet with our
Oof,
guests. And then I don't know if you guys have used TikTok streaming before. I know you have, Lewis, because you joined us,
from your
but
job,
right
yeah,
now
yeah. A bit.
you can only have a 50-50 split on the screen of like the guests being the same size as the host if they've streamed on TikTok for a certain amount of time. It's like
Really?
there's different tiers you can get to. So you have to have done it for like 30 minutes before you can even get the co-hosting ability. And yeah,
What?
it's interesting because right now we're having to have our guests as like small
I was
in the
thinking that when I
corner.
saw my episode, because when I was on the episode,
Yeah,
for me, I was just a tiny square in the corner, and I was thinking, oh, when the episode goes out, I'll be like half of the screen or something, but then I'm still a little square. And
yeah,
I didn't like now you've explained that that's because
yeah,
I need to reach a certain requirement in order to be half
yeah,
a square, but I'm just a little
It's
square.
weird.
I want to be a full
Yeah.
yeah.
square.
And this is the thing, no one has this level on TikTok. Like Joe Raptor was a small square because he didn't have this level, and he's got like 2 million subscribers on
Ah,
YouTube. And he
yeah.
reloads. He's got like 200,000 subscribers, and like on TikTok, he didn't. They didn't have him at like the level required to co-host and have like a 50-50 split. So all my
Oh,
guests sadly have to be like a small in the corner. So we have to like line them up so that you can see enough of their heads and
all
stuff. So
right.
there's
Wow.
that. For me as well, I think it's just preparation as well. I
Mm.
want to be prepared. Like, I do like have like a bit of notes and like not a script as such, but like points I want to get into and like be like as up to date as possible. So it does take like quite a bit of like research and stuff. Like like even before like yours, Lewis, I think I spent like
Yeah.
2 or 3 hours on that day watching your
Oh, I'm
videos.
sorry to hear
And
that. Um, you
like
said
I
you
do
had
a lot
three
of
pages, and you had 3 pages of notes to get through
yeah.
beforehand.
Yeah, that's right. I mean,
And
I
obviously,
really do like extensive research, and
yeah,
so the
and you
last
had the
one
whole
I did,
script as well. Like the whole intro was
yeah,
planned ahead of time and everything.
yeah, I do a lot of planning for it, and just to keep things like on track. I'm very focused, and I think that comes across in my workplace as well, like focused and like driven as well. Like I never really like go off track too much, but
Yeah,
I
I
guess that's
noticed
where
that. Yeah.
I guess that's where our two podcasts go nicely together. Where like you
We're
guys
totally
are
off
like
topic all the time.
very like tangent based. Well, I'm more like focused, I guess. But then you guys are more like in depth on like Assassin's Creed from like a critical analysis point of view, which is
Mm.
really interesting and gets you to think about it in a different way. So yeah, I think it's really cool how like we've not seen each other as like rivals. I love that we've got this like healthy
Oh
relationship
yeah.
going. And when I rebooted it for like the third time, I was like, oh, I hope other podcasts like don't think I'm like stepping on their toes.
Oh
So
no.
it's great that we've managed to like have this healthy relationship and keep it going. Like, I'm gonna have Harrison on the podcast in a few weeks, and
Yeah, we'll
yeah,
Oh,
figure that
keep it
out.
keep
We'll
it
exciting.
figure that
going.
out.
And I
Yes.
like that we
Yeah.
did the collab as well with me writing in and you guys
Yeah.
covering it on the podcast. And yeah, Exile, I saw you lurking the other night on Sunday.
Oh
I
yeah,
saw you.
I was in there for literally just a couple minutes. I didn't really have time to watch, but I did click it. So I
I
don't
saw you
really I
about
don't know
about
if
midnight. It was. It's pretty late at
yeah.
night because we
I
were
was
going for.
I was literally gonna go to bed around that time, I think, or something. So I didn't really like watch, but I did click on it momentarily and listen for like a couple minutes, and I was like, actually, you know what, I gotta go.
Yeah.
Um,
That was a
but
late one on my. That was the
yeah,
Halloween special. That one, which will
Oh.
which will be out hopefully by the time this episode's out. That was a really dark episode we've just recorded, and yeah, that one had its challenges as well. That was like a drop-in session where our guests had a 30-minute time slot. And going back to your
Oh,
question,
that's
Lewis, about
interesting. Yeah, yeah.
problems you can have, one of our guests slept through it. So we were meant to have Calvin from my team. He slept through his time slot.
Oh
Oh
no.
So we
damn.
only had two guests in the end, plus me and James, my co-host. So that was another thing you can have with it being live, like in terms of problems.
Ah,
But
yeah.
yeah, I think time zones are the biggest problem. Like for us, it's 10 p.m. and for other people, it could be like 3 p.m. middle of the day on a Sunday. So it's all
Yeah.
about like lining up the times.
Well, we had
For
that
sure.
recently with having to reschedule a guest because we thought we
Oh,
were recording at 7 p.m. and then they messaged us at like 12 going, "Are you guys ready?" And we were like, "Oh, we never even like thought about that." So we've
yeah.
had
That
to
being said, though,
yeah.
they were also in the UK. We just messed up on the times.
Well,
Is it because of the clocks
yeah.
changing, or did the clocks
No,
change
oh,
and
no,
throw you off?
No, we just
this was long before that.
we might have messed up on that one, but
Yeah, you were at work,
These
Lewis.
things
And,
happen.
oh, I
yeah.
was
But
literally
I
like in
guess
the middle of like a phone call at work, and then I saw my phone light up, and I was like, "Oh, shit!"
Gotta go. Gotta record the pod.
I'll just do it in my
back to
workplace.
your
You'll see a different
back to your
background.
original. Another one I've just thought of, back to the original question of like technical difficulties. It's more of like an in real life thing. My little boy has to be asleep. Sometimes he's still crying or shouting next door, and it's like 10 to 10, and I'm ready to go live. So like I
Uh,
tend to do like a pre-show now and a chat with people,
I think
answer their
that's a really
questions.
cool concept. I like that idea of doing a pre-show because, like,
It's good
obviously,
fun.
I had some nerves going into it. I was like, "Oh, crikey, I'm gonna be live, like, on the air," and it was
Yeah,
nice to like half an hour beforehand just be able to watch you talking to people and like get comfortable before I like stepped in.
yeah.
I felt like that did
I'm
a really
never
good
as
job.
nervous when I have a pre-show. I'm never as nervous. And the funny thing is, most of the people that join for the pre-show are like my work colleagues who are just like, "Oh, go on, Carl," and
Yeah.
they'll send TikTok gifts, which leads to like money, and that's like the only funding we have at the ones that came before currently, because all the sponsorships have finished now. So we've got to the point now where these like TikTok gifts are helping us with the website costs.
Oh,
Because
that's
for the
good.
last
Yeah.
like 5 years, I've paid it all on credit card, but I got myself into a bit of a pickle with the old credit card situation.
Oh.
So it's
I
really
feel
helping us fund the website.
I feel that. Yeah, we've all been there. Oh
Yeah,
damn. So
digging
yeah,
myself out now, a lot better now, thankfully. But yeah, you know what it is. Assassin's Creed comes first, and it's nice that the community and my work colleagues are sending these gifts, which look like me wearing a crown or makeup or
Oh
whatever it might
yeah, yeah,
be.
I've seen them.
Very silly, but yeah, the pre-show is good fun. And if there's any technical difficulties, which there often are because it's TikTok, we do stamp them out in the early process. So we
yeah.
try to.
Well, how come you started doing it like the live streams on TikTok? Like, what was
I
the
was thinking about
reasoning
TikTok as a
behind that?
platform. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess for us, it's something a bit different, really, because our YouTube, even though we've had it for years, it's only got like 1,000 subscribers, which is pretty low. And I always think whenever we put a video out, it can range between like 50 views and like 1,000. So it's really low. So I just felt like if I did it on YouTube, it wouldn't do as well. So I just thought, you know what? Everyone's on TikTok these days. It's a new platform. Gen Z are really big on it. I heard about these TikTok gifts you can get as well. And I just thought the Assassin's Creed community doesn't really have like a massive presence on TikTok, really. Like I was
Hmm.
looking over it yesterday. At the minute, it's full of like spam for like buying mugs and stuff. So it is very like
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
market
yeah.
based. And yeah,
There's a lot
it's
of
like
people who like
memes and
Odyssey
stuff.
on there. I've noticed
Right,
it's a
yeah.
younger generation that really like grew up on Odyssey and they love the
Yeah.
RPG
Yeah.
games. It's very
It's
different dynamic.
different. Yeah, but the cool thing is now that we've had guests on the podcast, they have to follow us to be invited onto the TikTok
Hmm.
stream to start with. That's one of the requirements. So they're seeing more of our stuff and they're dropping in and out the chat. So like I had Hungry Higgs, who's a YouTuber in the UK. Like he'll drop in now and then. Loads of people. Arshak from AC Landmarks will drop in, and like more and more people who we've had on as guests are like dropping in and watching and supporting us. And yeah, it feels like we're building a really nice network on TikTok, and everyone knows the time now. It's every Sunday, 10 o'clock. And
Yeah, that
now
helps.
I've got my co-host as well, James. We're like rotating each week, and I can only do hosting until March because that's when our second child will be born. So I'll be stepping away then for 6 months because I want to be more present in the 6 month period because I was a bit distant when Jora, my little boy, was born, I was still trying to be a content creator, a friend to people, go out social, and it's very difficult to find the balance where this time I do want to be more present, and as well, like Jora, I don't want him to feel left out with the new baby here, so I just want to be more in the moment. So that's why I've got the co-host James, who's great. He's so fun, and we sort of bounce off each other. We did our first like together event the other day. Normally it's like one person and a guest, where like we teamed up the other day for the Halloween special. So yeah, there's problems that come with TikTok as with any platform, but I think the pre-show helps us navigate a solution for it. And you guys did your live episode, so I was wondering if you'd do that again.
Yeah, we'll do it. I think we've got.
spoke about it, haven't we? We've said that there would need to be a big enough reason, because we want our audiences to be like interacting with us in the chat, and it's like, for that I feel like there has to be news. It can't just be talking about, like, say for example we did a retrospective of AC2. I don't think we could do that live, because we want to get into the nitty gritty without being distracted.
And we need show visuals as well.
Yeah, of course. So I think it would have to be like, I think if the Black Flag remake was announced, we could do a live episode sort of thing where we go through our thoughts, or we would live stream it like on our own channels, I guess. I don't know.
Well, yeah, we've talked about doing more, haven't we? We'll probably figure something out.
We didn't have any issues, really, did we? We had a problem with audio.
It went quite well.
Yeah, our audio was a little bit off at the start. Like, I think you were quiet and I was loud, but we did figure that out quite quickly, and it sounded all right.
Yeah, no, it was fun, to be fair. I quite liked it, to be honest, because like there are a lot of podcasts out there that do it live, and it is a newer format of podcasting, and I think we did well with it. So I would be down to do it again. It's just we haven't really planned something.
Yeah, and especially us with our timings, because it's changing all the time. Like, we record on different days of the week, so. Yeah,
that's the thing. That's the thing with live streams as well. Is the scheduling things. Sometimes, I want to start doing more live streams, but then it's like I can't really schedule one before I know if I'm going to be working at the restaurant or not, because I'll get the rota on the Friday or the Saturday, for the Monday coming. So it's really hard to plan stuff. So I'm still figuring out how I'm going to do my own live streams with that stuff.
Yeah, because you said, I saw your post, you said you were going to do like frequent live streams.
I want to start, I just need to figure out a plan, really. Yeah, it's like, I don't think I'm going to be able to schedule them. I think I'm just going to have to go live when I have the time.
Yeah, that's kind of what I do. Or I'll schedule it like a day ahead. I'll be like, I know that I'm going to live stream on Thursday or something, so I'll do it then. But for me, it's like, it gets so... I mean, it's not. Like, you could live stream for 2 hours and it's only 9 o'clock. But for me, I feel like that's my entire evening would have to be that live stream, where I want to spend time. Yeah. Like, I'd love to live stream AC3, like playing through AC3. Now I've got the original version. But then I'm like, I gotta figure out what day I'm going to do that, because like half of my week's already gone before I've even started. So, I don't know. It's a tricky one. I get you. I'm just gonna pop to the toilet if you guys are just gonna.
Yeah,
it's a toilet break.
I'll just be a second. We're having a toilet break.
Yeah, well, you are. Launch. He's still got his headphones on. He's gonna be listening to us. Are you gonna be able to talk to us on the toilet?
I do this every time. That I go to the toilet. I always have my headphones on. I think.
So he'll be.
Harrison, with the live.
Yeah.
With the live format as well, it does get edited as well. We've got our editor Charlie, who's a film producer, like an amateur filmmaker. He does cameos in smaller films, and he's really great on like the production side of things. So we send over the raw footage. Sometimes it takes me like 2 intros. Like, I'm always a bit nervous at the start, and he'll just cut the first one. Like with Joe Raptor, I was super nervous, but normally I'm just like, you know what? After like a minute, I'm talking about Assassin's Creed. I've done this 11 years. Like, I know what I'm talking about. I'm fine. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's one of those things. Even to be fair, I even have that on like the podcast sometimes. Obviously, we obviously edit them, so we'll cut that. But I remember when we were recording the AC1 episode the other week. I did this whole intro, and then like halfway through, I just started like losing what I was saying, and like I was like couldn't say the words. I was like, right, let's just do it again, you know,
Yeah,
like let's just start again, get it right. That
and
happens. And it,
I
like when
guess
I'm, yeah, go on, what do
with
you
a
say?
with a live audience, it's a bit more pressure as well because you can feel the people in the chat and they're like, "Bro needs to go again," stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly,
And
exactly.
I'm just
You've
sort of
got
like,
to do it.
"Sorry guys, that's my bad." That's how it goes.
Yeah, exactly. And I think if you like for the guests, for example, like they get it because they create content themselves as well. You know, I
Yeah,
think we all sort of understand that sort of process. You know, like when I'm
yeah,
recording videos, like that I know I'm gonna edit, like main videos, I mess up what I'm gonna say loads, and I just have to cut through it when I'm editing. Um, how much experience do you have with like making YouTube videos? I know you said you used to do a lot of them back in the day, but like, and I know you guys on the channel, on your channel on YouTube are doing more, a few, video stuff here and there, aren't you? I saw recently the Syndicate video you guys
yes,
did.
very
Do
good.
you, yeah, yeah, it was good. What sort of input do you have on that? Or is that more like other guys in your team?
Yeah, so that was Gustav on my team, Gargudon, that was his field. But I started the ones that came before, like obviously I had the website and everything, but I also had the YouTube channel. So I have got like I wouldn't say I'm on your guys' like level of expertise, but I've got some like basic editing skills. At the minute I'm like clipping down the podcast into like clips. I don't know if you guys have seen that,
Yeah,
like
all the
3 minute
time.
clips.
Oh, have you got
Like
any of
that
mine
that's
yet?
so that's so
Are we up to
tiny.
date?
Should be soon, I'm on the Rick Boa one, which is episode 12. Ours will be next, so
Hmm.
we'll be doing that soon.
Yes, I
I'm
was
a little bit
14.
behind, but it takes me about 30 minutes per clip because I have to watch the podcast through again.
Yeah, you need
I
to
have to
pick
sort
out
of
which parts.
pick out the bits.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
has to be under 3 minutes to be a YouTube short. And some of them do really well. Like some of them go for like 700 views, which for us is good
Hmm.
for like
Hmm.
like
Hmm.
in terms of like a YouTube short. Like we've never like gone like viral with a short or anything. But I just see it as like marketing for the and
Yeah, yeah.
promotion for the podcast because we're
Yeah,
pretty low level on views right now. I'd love for it to pick up a bit. Like
yeah.
I think our episode's the highest,
I
Lewis,
had
with
a look.
160
I had a look,
views.
yeah, the other day, and I was like, "Oh, hey,
Mr. Popular down there.
my
But then
episode's
I've
doing
got
pretty
to
good."
I said this to my wife before. I was like, "Oh, the Podyssey obviously have like a lot more in terms of like viewership," but she was like, "But you've got to think, you have the live views as well. So like YouTube doesn't fully represent it. So
Yeah.
like, yes, afterwards, and it's funny, like like the episode with Joe Raptor's only got like 60 views,
Mm.
but like on the actual night itself, we had like 200 people there. Like
Oh, there
whether it
you
was
go.
drop in and
Yeah.
drop out. So I guess there's that audience as well that we cater towards. It doesn't always represent the full picture of how many people are watching and listening. We do put them on Spotify for all. I think there's been like 40 listeners on Spotify. So that's quite low level, but I like the consistency of it and keeping everything together. I'm trying to like be better at like clipping and getting the clips out. Trying to do like 4 or 5 a day, and that, I guess
Yeah.
that's the extent of my video editing right now. But I want to make a return to it. Like I say, with the flaws of a Waji video, I've started capturing the footage, writing the script, and I would like to do a bit more. But I know when I release it on YouTube, it's going to get like 50 views.
Yeah, but you've got to think like you got to think about the longevity as well. You never know
Yeah,
which is going to be the one that does really well and then leads the other ones to do more as well.
yeah,
Um, and also like I think the most important thing is if you want to do it and you know you've got something to say, just do it, Like it doesn't
yeah,
like views are good and you obviously it helps it be more sustainable. But it's not like you're relying on it to make all your money and
true.
stuff like that. Like it's you've got. I'm sure it probably does make you money, but what I'm saying is, it's the hobby, right? If you want to
Yeah,
do
yeah.
something, just
Of
just
course, as
go
long as
for
it
it.
funds itself now, I'm happy
Yeah,
because then I don't get slip into the credit card debt
Yeah.
again. That's good. But
yeah,
when I'm saying
yeah,
that, like we're talking like website hosting fees, Wix fees, like it
yeah,
is achievable through like sponsorships which we've had in the past. And like I say, with the TikTok stuff now, and eventually, ultimately, we'd love to get monetized on YouTube and just keep pushing towards that.
yeah,
But
yeah,
it's
yeah,
not
for
like
sure.
an end goal, but it would really help us out.
Yeah, yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, just keep going, man. You'll everyone gets there eventually if they just keep going. It's not it just yeah, it is what it is, isn't it?
Part of
Just,
it.
just go for it. Yeah. Yeah. Is it as long as it's fun, that's the most important thing. As long as
Yes.
you're actually enjoying it and you're saying something worthwhile, I think that's when that's when it does well, you know. So
I guess the videos I do more frequently, I guess, are like when I go to a Ubisoft event and I do like a vlog, that
yeah,
sort of thing.
I can imagine that would be quite. See, that's really unique stuff because you've got that insight that not everyone else has for that. You
Right.
know?
Or be like a launch event or something, or I'll be traveling. Like there's been a few like that where like only like 6 or 7 people from around the world have gone to this event. This is like unique. So I can share stuff like that.
You
That's quite
know
good.
Yeah, you should do like a
that's.
story time series.
I was gonna say. I
Yeah,
was
just
exactly
talking
gonna
about
say
your
that.
Yeah.
experiences.
I tell you what would do well. I think would do well for your guys' channel if you did something like you sat down, you recorded yourself, you said, this fun thing happened at this event or something, and then you overlay some AC gameplay corresponding to it every now and then, but then you show your fair. I reckon videos like that would do quite well because it's
Yeah, that'd be
it's
interesting.
that unique insight that you have. Like you've met some of the voice actors, so you can say, "Oh, funny anecdote about this and that." I think people will like that because they'd be like, "Wow, that's something that they can only get from you." Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
I'll
cool.
probably
Yeah,
clip down this podcast afterwards.
yeah, yeah. Go for it. Take some clips if you
Oh
want.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
it's cool. And we'll have to get you guys like both on Rally of the Creed as well at the same time. We
yeah,
could do like a Podyssey takeover. That'd be
That's a
cool.
good idea. Yeah. Is
yeah.
that
Get the
Swap it,
possible? Can you
flip it
get
around.
more than one person on at a time?
It just makes
Is
our
that
Yeah,
on
boxes
TikTok?
smaller, probably.
Yeah, you
Wait a minute.
can.
Yeah,
That one box is now halved again. We're
yeah.
like the top and bottom of it.
Yeah, definitely. I like that we've got this relationship between our two podcasts, and there are some other podcasts out there. I know I did an interview probably about 2 months ago now with Declan Rose from Let's Talk Assassin's Creed. So that's another one that's around, and that's a really good one. He's not on it as much these days, but he was really like impressive when he was like a host, and he won the award for Podcast of the Year a couple of years ago at a Ubisoft Celebration Award event. So that was really cool to have on. And I think there's another one, like an American one as well, and
Oh, that
there's
might
some
be
in
the
the
one
Spanish.
that you know about, Harrison. The
Oh,
there's that American one that you send.
those two guys. Those two
Yeah, I
guys. The
can't
guy
remember
with
what
the
they're
hat.
called.
Yeah, I always think that's something
It's
beneath the hood.
there's one that's like
They have
Patreon
really
based.
weird takes.
Right.
Their takes are awful.
Well,
There's one
yeah.
that's like locked behind a paywall and Patreon. It's like
Yeah.
really, yeah, I forget the name of it, but it's really hard to access.
Well, that's
That
not good
yeah,
for a podcast,
it's
is it?
it's very
To lock it off.
commercial. Yeah, and then I know there's some in the Spanish community as well, where a lot of the Spanish community members are getting together and hosting stuff,
Ah.
but it's in Spanish, and I don't speak Spanish.
Hey, they got the YouTube auto dubbing now.
Yeah, I've seen
Right,
that. I
yeah,
always
yeah.
get recommended dubbed videos.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I mean,
Yeah.
because I'm an audio listener, because I listen to all my podcasts in work. I mean, I'd have to learn Spanish pretty quick.
Yeah. I know C. That's about it. I know gracias. Is that? Thank you, innit? Gracias.
Thank you.
Is that Spanish? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's about all I know.
You need to watch a bit of Dora.
Yeah. That'll teach me. Anyway, with all that stuff out of the way, should we wrap it up? What
We
was
can
a
do
good
it.
episode?
Yes,
It's been a very good
great
episode.
to have you on. It's been great. We've got
Yeah.
a good
Thank you very
insight, I
much.
think, into just like, I guess, what it's like when you get to that level where you're meeting people and going to these events. Like that's interesting. Obviously,
Yeah.
have you been to anything, Harrison, or are you?
No, I haven't
You
been
haven't
to
been to
anything
any
like
of these?
invited. No, the only contact I've had with Ubisoft was during Shadows with getting the review code and then talking to
Yes.
obviously the woman, the head of marketing woman for I believe it was for the UK. So I've spoke with them more recently, but I've never been invited to anything. But I'm telling you, the Exile and Willis Makes Movies, we will be there.
Oh,
one
we'll
day.
be there. We'll be there.
no.
I'm gonna email
Maybe
them
Hector.
definitely for the next
I
one.
mean,
if
I
they
could
do
give
it-
you some pointers. I could definitely
Yeah,
give you some pointers because my job as team leader for the ones that came before is creating opportunities for people. So I could definitely give you guys maybe some emails. I don't know if you have LinkedIn, but recommend getting that.
Oh, that's a
Make
good point.
things
To be
happen.
fair.
We'll make some
Network
things
a little bit.
happen.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
hopefully see you guys at some future events.
That would be
Oh, for
cool.
sure,
That'd be
for
cool.
sure.
An IRL meetup.
Definitely.
Yeah, it'd be cool. And the other thing I wanted to say is, I won't like say where you guys are based, but I have been known to visit where you're from,
you-
Harrison,
You
and
can
also
say
I've
I've
been
said
known.
it before.
You okay with it? Yeah. Yeah. Every now and then I do end up in Bath, and every now and then I end up near Newcastle and around Sunderland way. So it'd be cool to
Oh,
do IRL.
For sure. For sure.
interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. It'd be good to meet up. Yeah, definitely. Let us
Me,
know
you,
when
and
you.
Redder.
Yeah, me, you, Redder, Fishy, if he's there for that belated beer you guys need. Be a good time. Be a good time. Yeah. Well, with all that out of the way, I guess we will say thank you guys for listening, watching. I hope you had a good time here. Hope you learned something interesting. Cole, did you have a good time? I'm looking this way because you're on the box that way. Did you have a good time
Oh,
with us today?
for me, you're
I
up there.
did.
You did?
I really
Brilliant.
appreciate it, guys. It's been great fun.
Yeah, it's been good talking to you. I feel like it was weird. Like obviously this is the first time we're like speaking properly, but I feel like after we spoke for a while in messages and stuff, it felt like we'd already spoken, you know? So
Definitely. Oh, it's been a ton of
yeah.
fun, guys. I really appreciate it. And as an avid listener, it's great to come on as bring back a bit of old lore from the podcast as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
interesting.
Gee. Yeah, thanks for coming on, man. We'll message and arrange for me coming on yours as well.
Definitely, that'd be
We'll figure
good.
something
I'll
out.
be in the chat for that one, definitely.
Yeah,
Be
yeah,
watching,
Perfect.
be
it'll be
watching
there.
that one.
It'll be there.
Do you want to do the
Alright.
outro, Cole? You must know it so well
Ooh,
by now.
you must know it.
This has been a Podyssey I will not soon forget.
Hey!